Hi everyone, welcome to Babies with Knives. Today we're going to be playing Hero High with Crystal Frasier above me. Hi Crystal, thank you for joining us.
Hi, thanks for having me.
I'm really excited about this. This is a Mutants and Masterminds game. I'm Alice Peng, aka Lala Twiddle, and over on the top of the next column is my ever-present co-host, Brandon Powers.
Howdy, everybody. I'm super excited to play, and like Alice said, thank you so much for coming, Crystal. It's an honor to have you.
Yes.
Well, thank you.
And below Brandon is Aldo Regalado, the co-author of Super's Revised Edition.
Good to be here. Good to be with everybody.
And below him is our dear friend Kevin Scarth. Hey, Kevin.
Hey guys, it's a real pleasure to meet you, Crystal, and always fun hanging out with the rest of you guys. Usually it's an entertaining time.
Awesome. Well, today we're going to be playing Hero High, so we got to all make PL8 characters. So, Crystal, why don't you take us away?
Well, hopefully I was going to get everybody to introduce their characters really quick.
Sounds good.
And I had one character building question for each of you as you went. So who wants to go first?
I'm all good for it. Let's go. Do you want the introduction or the character building question?
Let's go for the introduction first.
Okay. For my Hero High character, I'm going to be playing Sarah Hawkins, and she started as a childhood acrobat and was really good at it. As the years went on, she just kept noticing that a lot of things just fell into place for her. And then finally, the circumstances just became a little bit too much, and they realized that she had some sort of unexplainable power. So she came to I'm not certain if it's Claremont Academy or what that we're using as the backdrop, but she basically got dropped into that Hero High environment because she has control over good luck and fortune on people.
All right. So, and yes, we're going with Claremont, or the Claremont Academy is the default. So it's our in-universe school for children with extraordinary powers that hopefully teaches you to be a responsible citizen, if not a superhero, and hopefully keeps you from devolving into villainy. And my question for Serendipity is, your luck powers seem to not only bring you good fortune, but the people around you. But there's at least one person who has completely not only not had any good luck when you've wished well for them, but it seems like their luck goes worse whenever you hope for good things for them. Who is that?
Let's go ahead and pick on Miss Mass for that. I have had no luck in getting you home yet, Miss Mass.
Right.
Well, since he picked on Miss Mass, why don't you go next, Aldo?
Sure. So Gabby Barrett was a normal high school student into gymnastics and acrobatics, but mostly dance and ballet. Good-hearted and kind, high schooler to her peers and all of that. Her dad was a research scientist working on studying a singularity that had been in the lab created. And one day while visiting her dad in his lab, there was an accident and she was fused with the singularity, which caused her some measure of grief. It permanently made her weigh close to 450 pounds, which put a real, hamper on her social life and on her dancing career and all sorts of things. So she went through a period of having to adjust to that. And then she met a group of heroes that of other kids who had powers similar to her, and they created a superhero team, and they ended up dealing with the big threat to their world, or to their community. And in fighting that in their last battle with their arch enemy, whose name was the Conquistador, she was shunted to another dimension. Her powers are into this dimension, I would assume, or others, and now has ended up in this one. Her powers she draws density from another dimension, and although some of it is permanently shifted into her, she can increase that, she can decrease that, she can teleport, so her powers are kind of tied to dimensional stuff. So she ended up here, and she's worried that she's never going to be able to get back home. So that's where that bad luck comes in from, serendipity, right? And and so I don't know how she ended up exactly in Claremont. Somebody helped to, bring her in, but I'm not sure the details of that.
All right. So my question for you is, there is another dimensional refugee student at Claremont Academy, a guy named Foxfire with fire control powers. You've tried buddying up to him a couple of times, but it never seems to go right. What happened last time that made it go so badly that you don't want to talk to him again?
That I don't want to talk to him again.
Yeah, could be something you screwed up, could be something he said or did.
Yeah.
Could be nothing in particular, just random happenstance.
So she's trying to bond with him over their shared exile, and she tried to basically get him to open up about his world and his past and all of that, just to see if they can. And apparently she hit a sore spot, and he basically lashed out at her very rudely and basically said, like, well, to her mind, very rudely, and basically said, stop worrying about your old life, you're never going back to it anyway. Ooh. And that's left her, that hurt a lot, and so she's been a little distraught and understandably upset with him as well.
Oof. Okay then. All right, who wants to go next?
That guy's a jerk.
I can go next.
All right.
So Gary Greenwood was your real typical poster boy for the nerd subculture. He loved playing role-playing games and reading the stories and collecting comic books. And I know it's a stretch for me to be playing that character.
I'm feeling
sounds like a real
right
alpha
now.
dork.
It might be. It might be a real alpha dork. When we're done this recording, I can tell you the story behind that name if you guys want. Anyway, he loved this stuff, and he actually came across, in his collecting of books and oddities, he came across some actual, magical, pages out of books, and he decided to try and cast a transformation spell on himself. But he wasn't that good at magic, so instead of turning into the hero he wanted to turn into, he kind of turned into a giant man beast. But he's still going to be a hero, even though he's, big with leathery wings and he can breathe fire now and he's got claws. So he calls himself Chimera, and he's really trying hard to be the heroes he dreamed about being when he read all this stuff.
All right. So my question to you, there is a student at Claremont Academy called Dragon Slayer who's got a magic sword, and his whole shtick is hunting magical monsters. How do you two get along?
Is he one of the cool kids?
No, he is not one of the cool kids.
Okay, then I try and win him over like as one of us. Like, I get him playing games and stuff, or what he does with me, like, Gary's not really self-confident at all. He tries to be, but he's not. So,
all right, so you guys are buddies, despite your like opposites attract kind of buddies. There we go.
Yeah.
All right, sounds good. And Alice.
Yep. So for me, my character's name is Bubbles, aka Bella Barnes. From a young age, she always liked to chew on bubble gum and blow bubbles, and she had a fascination with bubble baths and such. And then she found that she started being able to move the bubbles that she popped to further distances than they should go, and she started experimenting with it and found that she had some powers over it. So she's a little bit of an inventor, but not in the intellectual sense, but in the crazy instinctual sense that we see in some, super creator characters, super inventor characters. Mm-hmm. And she ended up making basically a giant bubble blower that she carries on her back like a backpack, so that she can always have her bubbles near her. And therefore be able to control them when she pops it. And she has a tendency to be chewing a lot of bubblegum all the time. Even when it's, flavorless, she'll just keep it in her mouth. She's dressed in a little bit, she's got suspenders on with a little bit of with a tight forming t-shirt, a flare skirt. She does have pink to ombre purple hair, so it's purple at the ends and pink at the roots. She has she does wear a pair of glasses, which she gets a little self-conscious about.
I'm feeling weirdly called out.
I'm sorry. This really was the character description. You can verify it elsewhere. I was like, wait, do I sound a little like Crystal? But I have but she's always wears suspenders and such, and yeah. So, and she's a bit on the diminutive side of build. She's very thin. Oops. When I exported my character, I didn't change the default, but she's more meant to be, very small, like 4'8", 4'9", and very small in build.
Okay. And my question for you, Cassie, the head cheerleader, used to be your best friend before junior high.
Okay.
What happened there?
So we went to camp together one summer, and she decided she liked a boy, and the boy didn't like her back, and so we tried to play a prank on him, and he ended up taking notice in the wrong way, and she blames me, and has blamed me ever since.
All right.
Well, see, I was expecting like a controversial Hubba Bubba versus Bubblicious thing.
Maybe they were the Doublemint twins.
Once upon a time.
All right. And so do you have a team name for the little unit you guys get assigned to when you're, doing exercises or patrols or things like that?
I did not think of one, so anybody else have one?
In his head, Gary would call it Team Awesome. He might have said it out loud, I don't know.
Okay, we're going with Team Awesome then. Sounds good.
All right. So we open on a scene of Star Island, just off the coast of Freedom City. You can see cracked tarmac and fires smoldering in the buildings. This is a U.S. missile command base. Scattered around you are the unconscious forms of the Freedom League, the most powerful superheroes in the city. And hovering above them is a man in a blue unitard and a flowing cape and a metal mask, sort of looming in the air. He has just devastated the most powerful heroes in the city, and he reaches forward. If these are the most powerful heroes that Freedom City can offer me, then you deserve the new order Mastermind will bring. Kneel before me! All right, what are you all doing?
I'm going to be pretty taken aback for a moment just to see such powerful people there and really feeling like I'm not even keeping up with my classmates that much. So I'm going to look to them for the lead here.
Maybe he just needs some cupcakes. Or bubbles? Maybe we should let him blow some bubbles. That might make him feel a bit better. Who doesn't feel better after blowing bubbles? Well, except for, her. But we're not talking about her. Remember, you promised we weren't talking about her again.
Bubbles, stay focused.
Oh.
She's going to say, Miss Mass is going to say, and she's actually been at this for a while, so she's kind of standing, she's fully densed up, probably just fully densed up, her one leg forward with cracks appearing in the tarmac under her weight, fists clenched, kind of facing off against Mastermind, but, cautious because obviously she knows she's outclassed, but she's just kind of defiant and trying to think of what the next move is. She doesn't know what it is yet, but she's just...
I'm behind her.
Ready.
Okay.
All right. Hey, what's Gary doing?
So it sounds like we know Miss Mass was a hero in another dimension.
I think she just became our team leader.
Yeah, I think she does. So, as I said, as frightened as he internally is, he won't know. He'll back up Miss Mass. Just he goes, whatever you need, I'll try, right? I'll try.
Yeah, I know.
He spreads his wings to try and look more imposing.
And does he look like an awkward 15-year-old who just happens to have like chimera features, or
Yeah.
Or is he like a big beast man?
I think he's a big. He looks big beast man, but a big beast man inhabited by an awkward 15-year-old. So
Okay, so
the pose is like he's trying to look intimidating, but it doesn't really look intimidating.
all right.
Picture an awkward big beast man.
So yeah, you've got Mastermind, one of the big bads of this city, sort of looming over you. What is the plan?
So I did forget one thing about my character description. I'm always on roller skates. Uh, Miss Mass, do I know if you are under 6 tons when you are fully decked out like that?
When she's insanely heavy when she's fully decked out.
Greater
I don't
or less
have
than 6 tons?
I think much more than 6 tons.
Okay.
I don't have the chart with me right now. Extremely handy.
How many ranks of density do you have normally?
It's 8 at this point. Or actually,
8,
no, it's
effectively
10 at this point.
10. Oh yeah, she's way over that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Miss Mass, if you get a little smaller again, I can throw you at him. Remember the last time you had me throw you into the monster's mouth and then you just got really, really heavy and then the jaw fell down? I think maybe we can try something like that. Then he can't talk anymore. I can throw you into his mouth.
Thanks, Bubbles, but save the bubbles. Strike, if I manage to get him off balance, strike him with them, okay?
Okay.
So,
all right.
Since the team didn't have, we didn't call out a plan. I've had a little time, and I'm like, okay, nobody else is kneeling. I'm definitely not going to kneel. I can't do that. I am going to. He's floating above us, right?
Yes, he's hovering about 30 feet in the air.
Okay.
Supported by his own psychic might.
And how distant from us? He's 30 feet up, but how far?
Let's say about 60 feet ahead of you.
Okay, that's pretty close. Okay. All right. Are we rolling initiative or whatnot, or are we?
I think we're in charge of what.
Yeah, that's up to you. Are you taking this into a fight, or do you have another plan? What's going on?
If Miss Mass is taking this into a fight, I'll follow you.
All right, Mastermind. What is it that you want?
I want this city to kneel and accept the leadership it so richly deserves. And then the world will follow.
That's not how political science works, Mastermind.
Mr. Mastermind?
You just become king of the city.
It's a two-party system.
Oh, never mind. She is going to go and attack.
Okay.
All right.
And Miss Mass, don't forget, the big heroes, they weakened him for us. It's like opening a jar. When someone else has opened the jar first, it means that you're going to open it.
All right, give me some initiative rolls.
Sounds good.
All right.
And that's a natural 1.
That's a natural 1 for me, too, so I'm at 9.
I rolled a natural 19. Agility? No, yeah, it's plus 4,
Yeah.
so it's a 23.
I'm at a 9.
Straight D10 plus your initiative, right? I'm remembering that correctly?
Yep.
D20 plus
D20.
Yeah.
D20.
Yeah, a D20. 14.
And... man, I'm so used to using Roll20, which tracks everybody's initiative automatically.
Well, next time you join us for anything else, we'll make sure we can do Roll20. I can lay out for that, too.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'd be willing to learn new
open.
things.
And, sorry, everybody run it through for me one more time. What's everybody's totals?
I'm a 9.
All right.
23.
14.
14 and...
9. And I've got a plus 8, Alice, so I think I win.
Oh, yeah, you win. I'm at a plus 2.
All right. So, Ms. Mass, you've got the initiative. He's still kind of gloating and hovering there, satisfied with the destruction he has just wrought with the city's defenders.
Yeah. Okay. So he's going to start running towards him like a charge and leap into the air, but then she's going to teleport above him and try to basically death from above him. So to kind of like surprise. He'll assume she's going to jump and punch him in the face, but she'll teleport in the air and then just come right down on top of him.
All right. He's never seen that maneuver before. I'm going to say he's vulnerable, so his dodge is going to be halved against it, or his parry in this case is going to be halved against it.
Okay, cool. So it's just a D20 plus my fighting. Is that correct?
Yep. Plus your fighting or your close attack. If you took close attack or fighting or accurate with any of your attacks, that'll add to it.
Okay,
Otherwise
so I
it's-
did not, but I rolled a 19 and I have a 4 fighting, so it's a 23.
All right. So yeah, you leap at him, teleport, land above, or end up above him, come straight down on top of him. Roll
Yep.
for damage.
All right, how do I roll for damage? I forget.
Rather, you don't roll for damage. What's
You roll
the
a saving
damage
throw,
rank?
right?
Yep, I
Yeah,
roll a
the
saving throw.
The damage rank is 25.
25?
DC 25.
Yeah.
So you smash into a force field around him that sort of ripples into visibility when you connect. You can see it crack and strain a little bit, but he himself does not seem affected.
Okay. All right. Do I slide off of it, or am I
Give me an acrobatics check.
Okay. Let's see. I rolled an 11. I have 8, so that's up 19.
So yeah, I'm gonna say you've got enough balance to stand up there if you want. Otherwise, you can fall off.
You know what? She's going to bounce off of it and flip behind him so that he has people in front of him and people behind him. So hopefully he'll have to give a flank to somebody. And she'll land down there in fighting stance.
All right. So, Chimera.
He will take to the air, and I'm going to attempt to use my little move by action. So move up to him, swack him with the claw, and then keep moving and try and distract him from the others.
All right, roll to hit. He's definitely aware you're all there now.
Oh, I rolled a 19, plus 6 is 25, and I have improved crit on those claws.
Nice. So, with improved crit, what do you have? Or what's the total rank? Or do you want to add a secondary effect to it?
The DC is normally 23. What's the crit do? I don't remember.
Crit either adds +5 to the DC, or you can add a secondary effect. Like, it might stun him, it might confuse him, you could knock him off balance for the next person so that he's vulnerable.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's try and knock him off balance.
All right.
So the DC is a 23.
So you don't seem to punch through that force field he's got, but the impact itself pushes him back and rocks him a little. He's reeling. He's going to be vulnerable to Sarah or Bubbles, whoever. Serafina goes next. So are you attacking or?
I'm going to go after the Freedom League that we have down on the ground. The first thing that I'm thinking is if we're getting into this, that we are going to want one of the heavy hitters. So I'm hoping, even though I don't have medicine or treatment, that I might be able to try and wake some of them up during this. So I'm going to run up to them and see if I can get any of them awake for this and spend my round doing that.
Okay.
All right. Roll me an intelligence check, running up to, we'll say Lady Liberty is the closest.
Okay, I rolled nice. I got a 19.
Yeah, run over, you start applying some pressure to the wounds and kind of jostle her awake in ways that don't jiggle that spine around too much, and she sort of starts to gain awareness. You think she's going to be up and around soon.
Yeah, come on, you gotta wake up. And so I'm over there just shaking her at the moment.
All right, and Bubbles.
Okay, clearly this guy is very, very tough. So what I am going to do is I'm going to set up for teamwork. So on Miss Mass's next attack, I am going to blow my bubble gun up, and I'm going to be casting basically the concussion sound, the auditory boom. And I am going to use that to give Miss Mass the +5 on teamwork. Hopefully, we'll do the check then.
All right. So Mastermind sort of regains his composure and takes a deep breath and just announces, "Enough of this!" and holds his hands to his temples, and there is just this keening, piercing in the back of your skull. The ground around you starts to shake and crack, and everything freezes in place. And Dr. Summers rolls in his wheelchair and says, "Very good performance, very good, I'm quite proud. Class, can anyone tell me what your teammates here did right and wrong in this example. And as he starts speaking, the hologram around you starts to dissolve. Where Mastermind was, it just fades to one of the Doom Room's mannequin robots, which gently lowers down on a cable to the floor of the holographic chamber, and a bunch of your classmates are looking on, and
I hate pop quizzes.
Cassie crosses her arms and she goes, well, for what she did wrong, she left the house in that outfit. He's like, Miss Bluebird, please report to the guidance counselor's office. Anyone else? Oh, they tried to administer medical aid, says Dragon Slayer. Very good, very good. Yes, in a situation like this, they assessed that there was more threat than they could handle directly and sought aid. That's quite insightful. I'm very proud of you all. Such a large challenge ahead of you. So this is a very typical training example here at the Claremont Academy, where they teach young, powered people how to be responsible citizens. You can get into optional superheroes classes and learn to use your powers, learn tactics, things like this. So how do all of you feel about being, the class example this week?
I hate pop quizzes. I assumed that I came in and he said, "You're up," and I'm like, "Oh shoot!" So my reaction is, I hate pop
Chimera
quizzes.
was the first one to name us. We're Team Awesome.
Tell them.
Coming down and trying to analyze them, I'm kind of a little bit withdrawn into myself after that, because it makes me really realize that being able to throw a little luck around isn't going to do much when we are going up against somebody like Mastermind or something like that. My range, I couldn't even get him into my range at first, to try and bring good luck to those who would attack him. So I'm a little bit down, and I'm gonna, since somebody just snarked over at Bubbles, I'm gonna head over her way.
Snarked over it?
She snarked over the
Left the house in this, the tacky
Yeah,
outfit.
the
I wear with
cheerleader.
the suspenders. And the roller skates.
Gabby's kind of arms folded, and she's kind of withdrawing a little bit, and she's kind of playing things in her mind, and it's kind of reminding her of some of the choices she made in the last battle back in her home dimension, which ultimately got her, shunted to other dimensions. And she's kind of thinking, she's kind of second guessing herself, did I make bad decisions then? Could I have done something differently then? Could I have done something differently now? Am I just kind of always making, am I always just, not thinking enough, that sort of thing. So she's kind of second guessing her choice to attack Mastermind. But, just kind of processing. She's not totally devastated by her choices or anything like that, but she's just kind of playing in her mind.
So I'll kind of get up to Dragon Slayer. So did it look good? Did you think I did the right thing?
Yeah, man, it looked real cool.
Well, because a super, having powers and being a superhero, it's freaking amazing. I don't want to screw this up.
Yeah, but you didn't do a cool catchphrase or anything.
Oh, jeez, you're right. I got to think about that.
So Dr. Summers says, well, that's it for class this week. I want you all to read Chapter 7 in Great Power, Great Responsibility. Yes, Miss Bubbles.
I already read that.
Very good. Well, we'll review it next week.
Okay.
Taste the rainbow. No, that sounds stupid.
So that wraps up your last class for the day. You can head out to the campus and wander around, hang out with other people. One point, there is a sign, there's a new sign for play tryouts. There's recruitment for the co-ed basketball team. There's a couple of new events going around the school. People are a little excited by the changes. There's a little clique kind of giggling at how how you did in the Doom Room this week. You remember Next Gen actually took down Mastermind somehow last week, but like that is the first time anybody's seen that. It's not supposed to be. It's supposed to be your Kobayashi Maru. It's not supposed to be a scenario you win.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I could have Captain Kirked it.
So, Sarah, are you going out for the play this time?
I want to really focus in on getting better at what we were just dealing with. I mean,
but they almost gave you the lead last time, and they're not going to choose me for anything, so I get to live vicariously through you.
it's between the superhero classes, regular classes, and my keeping up with my acrobatic competitions. I'm not going to have the time for anything like that.
I thought you stopped those acrobatics classes or competitions.
No, mom says I have to have a fallback for when I don't make it.
But the acrobatics league, didn't they say that you can't use superpowers in it anymore?
But I don't.
Oh, okay. I thought that you're
actively. God,
Don't
I kicked the ground a little bit.
Maybe
What's
we
the
need to
play
find you a
anyway?
new fallback. Yeah, what is the play?
Don't,
Oh, put her on the spot.
12th Night.
At least it wasn't Paint Your Wagon.
Nice. I got to break character, so it's Secret Identity. Brandon is, Serendipity Sarah. Miss Mass, I got to get these down.
Miss Mass is Gabby.
Gabby. And sorry, Alice.
I am Bella.
I think Gary just realized he's surrounded by 3 really pretty and capable girls. Now he's really nervous.
I have a presence of 8.
Well, 3 really insecure pretty girls.
Yeah, apparently.
They no, not really. Gary's presence is 0 for a reason.
I mean, 0 just means average. You're likable enough.
So yeah, I want to kind of rally the 4 of us together, and since it's last day on Friday, I want us to all go out. I was lucky enough to come across $20 that was just in the road the other day, and so I want to take us out and split a pizza, get ice cream, something like that.
That sounds great.
Are you sure that wasn't a test? Like, did you try and find whose $20 it was?
Well, I looked around, but it was just blowing in the wind down the street. So
It wasn't on a fishing pole?
why would somebody have $20 on a fishing pole? You won't catch many fish that way.
It's on those cartoons, when, in those shows, they tell you to be very careful of strangers and child predators and all those things, and they tell you never to...
Cartoons that you're watching tell you to be careful
No,
of
and the
child
shows.
predators?
I said, and
Wonder
the
my
shows.
mother would never let me watch cartoons.
Well, I think it was in episode 77 of the Weekend. Never mind.
No, what was that, Gary? I don't remember what show it was, but there was this guy who used a fishing pole and around the corner and was luring kids, and I was told to be careful. I don't remember anymore.
I don't remember that one either.
But I folded it into a paper airplane and I threw it back into the wind and it landed back in my hair after doing a loop-de-loop. I tried to get rid of it after I couldn't find somebody. It came back to me. So I figured let's go out and have a good time, everybody.
Hey, Sarah? Oh, is that another 20 under your shoe?
It happens, okay? But I stepped in gum too, and that's why it's still here. Here, why don't you take it? And I lift my foot up and all for her.
Okay, I'll do that.
So, as you're chatting in the hall, a tall, fair-skinned woman with thick, curly black hair walks up beside you and puts a hand on Bella's shoulder. Goes, yes, Miss Bella, I don't think we've been introduced. My name is Ms. Delgado. I'm the new school guidance counselor. I understand that you and Miss Cassie have been having confrontations in the classroom. I would love to set up a a session to talk about some of that with you.
Oh, they haven't been having confrontations. I get up and with my arms crossed. That Cassie, she's a real witch if you don't spell it right.
Oh, she's just grumpy because she can't have cupcakes anymore, or potatoes, or bread, or pasta, or anything that she's on this like no white food diet. But cupcakes aren't white.
It's called celiac disease.
No, she said she just wants to stay skinny.
Well, regardless, I think it's healthy to get your emotions out in the open. Would you care to come with me? I have an open appointment slot right now.
Okay. Can Sarah
I'll
come?
have you. Pardon?
Can Sarah come?
I would love to.
Or maybe
I would love to.
maybe
I would love to speak to all of your friends, but this is a one-on-one session where you don't feel the pressures of your peers is important to the healing process.
Okay. Hey, Gabby, can you stand outside the door in case she does that thing again where she did the thing and the thing that time that she... I don't exactly want to be smushed again.
Smushed?
Smushed! It's a technical term.
I can wait outside for you if you want.
Thank
Sure.
you. Okay. Miss Delgado, I'm on... let's go.
So as they're walking off, I just have the little comment, the bubble to the rest of the group. If getting your feelings out in the open is healthy, then Cassie must be very healthy.
I'm just curious, how old are the others?
16.
16?
14.
Okay, yeah. 14? Gabby's 18.
So you're like our
Yeah.
senior counselor. No wonder you're team leader.
Yeah.
Yeah. Crystal decided I was 50, so that's what we're going with.
All right.
Okay.
So I'm the Shmen in this, huh?
You're the whoopee.
Whoopee. Okay. So
So yeah, she's got a very nice little warm office with fresh flowers on the desk and some like posters of kittens that hang in there. And she goes, "Now I understand you don't feel to blame for any of these confrontations, but it is disruptive nonetheless. So I thought it important to talk about your feelings. Miss Cassie says you were friends once,
Uh-huh.
and well, have you attempted to rekindle the friendship or talk about your disagreements?"
Want some bubble gum?
Oh, thank you.
Pop some bubble gum.
She takes it and puts it on her desk.
No disagreements. Cassie doesn't like me, and I can't do anything about it. I invited her to my birthday party. She said no. She sent a stink bomb to my house. I invited her to Christmas with my parents up in our vacation home, and she put a doggy poop bag in front of our door. So I think that she doesn't want to be friends anymore.
Ah, I see. Your birthday, your parents. I'm seeing some source of self-centeredness in this confrontation.
She doesn't invite me to her birthday party, and I don't want to crash. I don't want to be rude like that.
Ah, so you've not made the effort.
I'm sorry.
Oh, no, it's quite all right, but I feel so long as these seething tensions that you clearly share remain undiscussed, then it's only going to continue to pollute not only your relationship with Cassie, but possibly bleed over into your other relationships. You are the youngest of your little friend group, aren't you?
Yeah.
You are very much the most vulnerable of them.
I guess so. In my mind, I'm like, she's sounding like a supervillain.
I mean, therapy sounds like supervillainy.
I know.
Well.
That's the way it sounds like to her.
Well, anytime you would like to talk about your feelings, she takes out two little hand puppets. Siegfried and Carl are here to listen.
That is a golf clap for the hand puppets.
I really should have gotten hand puppets for this.
I whisper into a bubble in my
Let's talk about your problems, kid.
I whisper into one of my auditory communication bubbles. Help me! Save me! And I blow it out and send it out of the office.
Well, you're not ready to speak yet, but my door is always open. Thank you so much for taking time. You can rejoin your friends now.
Thank you, Miss Delgado. Run out. Well, skate out.
So, how weirded out by that session are you? Like, weirded out enough that it's gonna affect you for a while?
Yes, weirded out that I'm going to be affected for a while. Like, wait,
All
why
right,
is it my fault?
Take a hero point.
Okay. As I come out, I'm like, can we go now? Please, hurry.
Are you okay? What happened? She'll kind of follow you.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I think we're supposed to go get some ice cream and pizza. Can we have the ice cream first, please? Please.
I don't have a problem with that. It's Sarah's call, but yeah.
Okay, let's
Doesn't
go.
one of these places make like an ice cream pizza?
Ice cream pizza.
I mean, it's Freedom City, home of the bagel donut.
Bagel donut? But Gary, is your friend coming with us? Because last time we got ice cream pizza, he wanted pickles on it. Ugh.
It's up to you guys. I mean, I don't know.
He can come. He just can't get pickles on ice cream pizza again. Blah.
Yeah, you get normal toppings for ice cream, like
Maybe we can get
pepperoni.
like a quarter of it or something.
Well, okay. Just don't let it touch my side, please.
Okay.
Okay, then your friend can come.
Gary's running through things in his head right now. It's like, I'll be back. No. To infinity and beyond. No. Those are all.
How about some lizard meat?
How about some lizard meat?
Feel
So
ready
All right.
for-
Off
you
to the
ready
pizza
for-
ice cream parlor.
Yeah,
Are you
so
ready for beast mode? Oh, that might work.
you head out to Icons, the pizza or the ice cream pizza capital of South Freedom City. They've got a special, the Centurion right now that is butterscotch, ripple, and olives deep dish.
Oh my.
Served in a chariot.
So earlier when you said icons nearby, I pictured that to be actually the name Icons Nearby. So I've pictured that their other branch was Icons Far Away.
Icons over there.
Yeah, Icons over there. This is Icons Nearby that we're going to.
Also, on this pizza ice cream, apparently, they use pineapple for the horsehair part of the helmet.
Oh dear. And cherries for the eyes.
Yeah.
Maraschino cherries for the eyes.
This is what Bubbles did to us.
I thought it'd be that really thin licorice that.
Oh. Okay, sounds good. Let's order some pizza.
So I'm going to let them, because similar to Cassie, I no longer believe in most white foods.
Even vanilla ice cream?
Carbs and stuff like that, Mom says I can't have them anymore.
Oh, come on. One bite. Just one bite.
Mom always says a moment on your lips, forever on your thighs.
That's not even how it rhymes.
I don't know the saying. I just know there is one.
It's moment
on your lips, forever on your hips.
Yep.
There
forever
we go.
on your hips.
My mom doesn't like rhyming. Okay, don't pick on her.
Or lifetime on the hips is another one. Yep. Oh, but come on. You can have one bite. Just one bite.
Then it'll throw off all the meal goals that she set for me for the day.
You mean the broccoli that you threw in the garbage?
That's not the garbage, it's a blender, so you can drink it and you get all the nutrients faster to your body.
I thought that was a garbage disposal you threw it in.
How is it that you're so good with making something that blows bubbles, but you don't understand what a blender is?
I can make other stuff too, but well, I don't know. I just make stuff. Do you need me to make you a garbage disposal? That way you don't have to eat broccoli next time?
Broccoli's good for you.
So this little discussion is interrupted.
Oh, shucks.
One of the cars parked out front crashes through the plate glass window. And you hear someone shouting, "Where is it? I know there's a portal here!"
First thing I do as I see the car coming in is I'm going to create a bubble move object to try and basically grab onto that car and slow its momentum and shove it out the other way to keep people from getting hurt.
All right, take a hero point as you kind of catch this thing and stop it from careening through other tables.
I am trying to jump into action to acrobatically go and grab, the people that it was just about to crash into.
Yeah, I was going to do something similar, of just spread the wings and trying to protect people.
So take some hero points.
Yeah,
and
Gabby will teleport somebody out of the way, essentially. She was going to try to catch the car, but she'll teleport somebody out of the way if they're in danger.
All right. Take hero points for that. You're all going to be a little bit distracted, though, as you hear... Sorry, spilled my tea everywhere.
No problem.
As you hear
I'm
more
certain we hear that as well.
outside. You hear confused and slightly panicked shouting from outside, and that same voice again saying, "No, you're gonna laugh at me like they all did. Well, I'm not putting up with it." And outside, you see a girl, about your age, probably 16, mousy brown hair, big thick glasses, wearing what looks like cosplay armor, and she's got a sword, but you see her reach a hand over and these green sparkles fly out of it and dust the people around her, and they lift into the air like they weigh nothing.
Gary, what show's she from?
I'll make that nerd subculture roll. I'm at a modified 18.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, with you being into nerd subculture, you recognize a C-list supervillain called Princess Silverwing. She's another basically juvenile delinquent. She's developed sort of magical fairy dust powers. And she's convinced she's from she's convinced she is a fairy princess from an alternate reality. And every time she gets out, she tends to go on some kind of rampage, trying to reclaim magical artifacts, or find a gate to her home dimension, or recruit magical allies to be part of her adventuring group. So looks like she is loose again and causing trouble.
Does she...
relayed all that to not force repeat. I relayed all that to the other players.
Okay.
Anyone?
And her name? I missed that part.
Princess Silverwing.
Okay. It was Princess Silverwing. I'm like, I swear I must have missed. Okay. So...
Bubbles,
go, Aldo.
Bubbles, can your bubbles save those people before they float away?
Yep. I'm going to go and... I do have multi-attack on my move object, Bubble Buoyancy. So I am going to go multi-attack, and I can grab up to 6 tons and try and grab those people. And then I realized that they're going to keep floating away in the wind direction, but hopefully it's in a different direction and a little safer than where they were going.
Yeah, so at this point, as you start to act, she notices all of you and goes, "Oh, agents of the Dark Lord! Well!" She levels her sword at all of you.
Hey, only we're allowed to call our teacher the Dark Lord.
Have at you! So roll me some initiative.
25.
Oh, not so good this time.
12.
7.
And I'm at 11.
Bubbles was 12. Who was 11?
Me.
And like I said, if you ever come back again, which we'd love to have you, we can do Roll20 if you're more comfortable with that.
Yeah, I'm good either way. I'm just spoiled by the initiative tool, which is really handy.
Yes.
And
Gabby
Miss
has a
Mass.
7. She has a 7.
All right. All right. Sarah, what are you doing as she levels her sword at all of you? Which, unlike the armor, looks very real.
Okay. I'm going to start moving up towards her. She was on the ground, right?
Yes.
All right. I'm going to take a single move right up towards her, so I'm at 60 feet. Want to get towards that melee range, which I think we're in pretty close proximity. And then bring and try and focus good luck for the rest of my team with my power, which is create opening. It's an affliction, but the thematics of it is rather than cursing her with, being having problems, it's benefiting those that are acting against her, so that she's a focal point for good luck for others.
All right, sounds good. And what do I roll to resist that?
I have a 17 on my ranged attack with it.
All right, and is that? Oh, it is. Do a ranged attack.
Yep, it is dodge resistance, so DC 18.
So the 17 does not hit her, actually.
Okay.
She sort of ducks sideways as you spray sparkles?
There's no obvious effect to it. It's just all of a sudden the good luck coalesces. I will go ahead and... Actually, do we have to call hero points before we find out if we succeed or fail? I've forgotten.
Normally before you find out if you succeed or fail.
I'm good then.
Okay. So she kind of points her hands and makes meaningless magical gestures at you and shouts, "Mass hold person!" And so all of you need to give me dodge checks.
Okay.
You're
Dodge.
trying to beat a DC 19.
And this is an area effect?
Yes.
Okay, so...
so
26.
20.
16, so I failed.
And same as Alice, 20.
all right, so 16 on a fail. You now weigh 12 tons.
I'm used
as
to
you
that.
feel just crushed into the ground, except this time it's not you screwing with your own mass.
Right.
The rest of you, I don't actually need to look up how much rank 6 move object is. I believe it's just a ton.
Rank 6 should be 3,200 pounds.
Yep, so all of you weigh about 1.5 tons. If you can carry 1.5 tons, you can move. Otherwise, you are rooted where you are for right now. Let's see. And you can try and make a new dodge check next round.
Okay.
Where did I put that initiative? Here we go. Bubbles, it is your turn.
Okay.
You are racked with self-doubt, though, after
Yes.
your weird conversation earlier. You are dazed for the time being, so you only get one action, a move or a standard action.
Did I already move the people? If not, that would be my action right now. Otherwise, I would be supporting Miss Mass because I would.
Yeah.
Okay.
You'd be. You haven't moved the people yet.
Okay, then I will move people. That would be my current action is to, yeah, Miss Mass, I can do it. And I totally forget that my bubbles can't actually, I mean, that they'll grab onto them and keep them safe, but it's limited to wind direction on where they move, so I can't move them to where I want. They'll blow across the wind, but hopefully it'll be, at least they're protected now against any falls, and so they'll land softly when the bubbles dissipate. So yes, multi-attack, pew, 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 and they get encompassed.
So, Manticore, what is your strength?
6.
So, that is enough for you to move right now.
Okay, he will move towards her and go, "Princess, you shouldn't use your powers for evil. This is like issue 50 of Platinum Paladin. We was mind controlled by the evil sorceress. Fight it!"
Give me
he's
a,
not, oh, and he has 0 presence. This is going to be amazing.
I'll give you a +2 bonus, though, for the Platinum Paladin.
Well, that with the +2, I made it to a whopping 10.
Platinum Paladin? That was the worst comic!
Oh, it was not.
Oh, it was just a pale imitation of Platinum Princess!
They're equally good for different reasons. You can like different things.
What are you guys talking about?
Ms. Mass.
Yes. Is there any way of expending a hero point to try to shake this off? Because I imagine that this is 12 tons, you said? Or
Yep. 12 tons.
Above whatever. So she's used to being heavy, but this is on top of the extra strength that she normally receives anyway. So she's still rooted to the ground, right?
Yeah, it's basically holding you with 12 tons of force, so it's not really adding to your weight, it's just kind of burdening you.
Oh, so if I were strong enough to resist 12 tons, I could move?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then she'll fully dense to her, fully dense up. Because she can lift probably, I don't know, like 50 tons or something like that normally.
Whew. All right. So yeah.
She's got a 10 strength.
25.
20,
25.
huh?
So, yeah.
25 tons. 25 tons. Yeah, I was just doing it up. Okay, so double it. Yeah, so she'll dense up and try to teleport. I know, I don't have it out right now. I try to teleport behind her and maybe grab her little. She has a wand that she's using?
She has a sword in one hand, and she's been doing all of this with her hands.
Okay, so
make magical effects.
Just try to teleport behind her and then just grab her hands by the wrists.
All right.
See if she can prevent her from using her powers.
Go for it. I need to really quickly relearn how grabs work. They're always the most complicated subsystem of any game.
I know.
Mutants and Masterminds, it's a lot easier, but it's still, when somebody says I grab, it's like, okay, let's look that up pretty quick. Page 248 if you're in the Deluxe.
Yep, so you make a strength check, and she'll roll, in her case, a dodge check, because she's not super strong.
Okay, but I'm rolling fighting to grab, or I'm actually rolling strength?
Fighting first. Make the attack check, and then if successful, it's the strength.
Okay, that's what I figured. I rolled crummy. I rolled a total of a 9. I don't know if she's at all surprised for me teleporting behind her, but I did not roll well.
She is surprised, so we'll say you catch her vulnerable. So What's your total?
It's still only a 9, though.
Oh, still a 9 still isn't enough to catch her, but she very awkwardly and panics and spazzes out and then dodges back.
Get over here. She's trying
brings her sword up. Surrounded on all sides. Truly, this is a peril worthy of Princess Silverwing. So, back to Sarah. You feel like you are being crushed. You're pinned to the ground. You've got these little green sparkles all over you that's probably never going to come out of your clothing.
Now, did we show up in costume since Alice has got her bubble gun and such on a notice, or do you just carry that in your purse, Alice?
I just carry it.
Yeah, I'll let you decide if you like hanging out.
Sorry, go ahead, Crystal.
Oh yeah, if you like hanging out in your costumes, Teen Titans style, the Claremont Academy's not really going to stop you, but
I'm a giant beast man in purple Hulk pants. I'm pretty much in costume wherever I go.
That's kind of what I was thinking, is that, we're with you, so, we're going to stand out one way or the other. Do we get a new resistance check on that to try and break out of that move object?
Yep, that's a dodge check again.
Is that automatic at the start of the round, at the end of the round, or do we have to expend effort to do it?
That's going to be at the end of the round.
End of the round, okay. So, since I am basically right there and pinned to the ground, but can take some actions, I am going to go ahead and let's use extra effort. I have extraordinary effort, so I'm going to get 2 benefits. first of all, I'm going to go ahead and use one of my inspirations to give the team. You guys get a +5 circumstance on everything that you roll for the next round. Basically until the start of my turn. I am going to go ahead and with the second one, I am going to go ahead and try and continue to coalesce luck at her and to create an opening for people messing with her. So go ahead and roll that. That time I rolled better. So I have 16, 24 on the dodge.
24 is gonna hit.
Okay, since it's a 16 and I am fully improved critted up, that is a critical threat. So that would be a dodge check of 23.
Fails by 1 degree.
Okay, so that is going to be vulnerable and impaired on her. Simply that we have good luck compared to her normal luck at the moment. And and then I think maybe I'm just going to use normal extra effort rather than extraordinary effort, because since I'm kind of pinned to the ground, I don't have a great use for that third action. So I am going to stop there.
That'll get you. Oh, you use 2 actions. Extraordinary effort gives you 2 benefits.
Yeah, but it'll give me an extra level of fatigue afterwards. So I think I will just use the normal extra effort.
No, that's my point. You only get 1 action, so you can either hit her or inspire if you're only using regular extra effort.
So extra effort, normally, when I'm doing it, I get a bonus action, and then extraordinary effort, I'd get 2 choices. That I'd be able to take 2 extra actions if I wanted to.
No, you only take 1 extra.
Okay.
So, yeah, taking extraordinary effort can give you an extra action, and the extraordinary effort advantage gets you basically 2 things instead of 1.
Yeah, and so I'm only going to do the 1, so therefore I only fatigue. So I'm getting the extra effort, and so then I'm going to, I think it's fatigue rather than exhaust.
Okay, I see what you're, okay.
I'm trying not to get exhausted rather than just fatigued.
You two were both saying the same thing, and I was about to go, if they don't figure it out soon, I'll figure it out.
Okay.
So, you guys have a +5 circumstances to all of your D20 rolls for the next round.
Okay, thank you.
All right. And it comes around to her turn again. She has a... You just tried to grab her from behind, so I think she is going to turn and swing with her sword at Ms. Mass.
Okay, she's gonna parry with her arm.
So that's a natural 20.
Okay.
So 26 after factoring in her bad luck. So you only need to resist a 24, though.
A 24.
And you get a +5 on your roll, remember.
And I get a +5 on my roll. Mm-hmm. I rolled a natural 1.
Although your dice hate you, other than that opening initiative.
No, guys,
I'm just to be clear, I actually have +17 to that roll right now.
Well, I'd also like to point out
I rolled a natural 1.
I'd like to point out that Brandon did say you were the one person he couldn't affect with good luck.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, good reminder. I'm not going to let him re-roll that because of this. So
her previous 10 has a +5 to her roll with a +2 base, and she rolled a natural 1.
So you only failed by a little bit. So you only take a -1 penalty to toughness checks, but you feel a nasty sting as this gash cuts across your arms and just catches you like on a quantum level between 2 of your like hardened cells.
She's so confident about her density power. She actually parried with her arm. So and then she's like, "How?" Like she looks at how.
Yeah, and Silverwing is looking at her sword like, "Ah, it is magic."
Well, at least it was very much in character because Brandon said Miss Mass was the one person that she
Yeah.
couldn't affect with good luck, and
It's awesome.
there we go. Well,
All right, so Bubbles.
Bubbles.
You're still dazed at this point from uncertainty. Your mind is racing. Like, is this the wrong choice?
Yeah,
Is this going to cause problems?
I feel that even more now that I bubbled a bunch of people and realized, oh wait, I can't make them land where I want. So I feel,
man, you're making terrible choices today.
I know, I am. I'm making terrible choices. So I'm really uncertain now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a bubble boom, a progressive affliction, but I'm actually going to be teamwork attacking instead of just using my power because I don't trust my own abilities right now. So I'm going to teamwork with, well, Miss Mass hasn't gone yet, so I will teamwork with Miss Mass, so I'll back her up, and I'm going to set up my concussive boom to blast right behind the Silver Wing's ears and distract her while Miss Mass clocks her.
So are you trying to give Ms. Mass a bonus to her attack roll?
Yes, I am.
All right, so you give me an attack roll, and don't forget the +5 from inspiration.
Yep, 20 on the dot.
So that'll give a +2 bonus when Miss Mass goes to swing.
I have teamwork, so that +2 turns into +5.
Nice.
So.
All right, Manticore, you're up. This woman just drew blood from your team leader.
Hey, princess, dispel this. And he breathes fire at her.
Kevin, just so you know, since you said you don't know don't remember the system that well, it's been a while since you played, we can all power attack for up to 2 if we want to. So you could take 2 of that 2 hit and put it onto each side, since you've got the +5 from me, if that's interesting to you or not.
Yeah, let's do that. So take a -2 to hit.
Yeah.
That'll increase it to rank 10 then?
And she is vulnerable at the moment.
Okay.
Because of Sarah's bad luck field.
Okay, so -2 to hit makes it that. So
Or
that
good luck
makes
field.
it. Gotta do the maths are hard at a Sunday afternoon apparently. So I'll let that +3. So that makes that a 20 even.
20 will hit.
Okay.
What's your total damage rank with that +2 bonus?
It puts it to a 10.
So she's got a roll to resist at 25. Wow, I know where all of Sarah's good luck is going. So you catch her right in that plastic-looking armor. It's ballistics plastic. What the? This girl has weird access to cosplay materials. So you catch her right across the breastplate, and she staggers back from the force of the blow, but immediately brings the sword to bear and starts making little hand gestures again. Little green sparkles appear around her.
And Gary's head is, God, she's amazing. We gotta try and save her.
Ms. Mass.
Yeah, Miss Mass is in a bit of frustration, gonna clock her. I'll go ahead and do a power attack 2 at this point. So okay, so I have a 4 fighting. I have +5 for the for Brandon's aid, or for Sarah's aid, right? So that's +9 plus 5 more, right?
Yep, for the inspiration.
So that's +14 minus 2 because I'm power attacking. So I have +12 to this roll, right?
Yep, and she's vulnerable right now, so she's not defending as well.
Okay, well, I did not roll great, but it's not a natural 1. It's a 17 total to hit.
17 hits.
Okay, all right. So it's a 27 resistance.
You know, Aldo, as you're going forward to do your swing, you step on a piece of the car, you take a stumble step because of that, and you get right under her guard.
And the boom goes up behind her.
Well, she is looking all awesome and facing down with Manticore. You just come in sideways and clock her across the chin. Her glasses fly across the parking lot, and she just wobbles and falls flat on her face.
And she's looking down at her. She's holding her arm again with the blood on it and stuff. And then she kind of looks and she goes down to see if she's, make sure that she's okay for being unconscious, right? Everybody okay? Everybody okay?
Yeah.
You might have knocked one or two of her teeth out, but she's not in any danger.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that they need to take her back to the hospital again. They
Getting
didn't
up,
see
and
it.
kind of dusting myself off, and such.
This has never happened.
Uh,
Not when I'm at full density. This has never happened.
I'll be back. I'm gonna grab one of the plates of pizza, and I'm gonna start running after my bubbles in the air of the people.
And by the way, ice cream pizza is wrong, okay? That doesn't exist where I come from. Ice cream pizza is wrong, all right?
I just thought it would be a treat.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. I'll help the princess.
So a big platter in my hands, and I'm running after the bubble people.
No. So they come down pretty soon, especially with Silverwing being unconscious. The little green sparkles on them start to fade. Those of you who were like masked up are feeling better now.
Yeah.
The green sparkles do come out of your clothing. It's not glitter.
Okay.
Keep an eye on the bubbles just to make sure none of them fade. I'm ready to go try and catch someone if they do.
Yeah, just making sure my bubbles, land them all softly, and then I'm like, sorry about that. I was trying to help. Here's some pizza. It's on Sarah.
I'm looking at Miss Mass with my arms that have been ground into the pavement with the force of 6 tons of, impact, and all the glass that got impacted, and so I'm just bleeding from all sorts of little spots. I'm like, it's what the rest of us have to deal with here. But that was pretty awesome, the way that you clocked her.
And then your arms float up because, as we know, when we feel that force against our arms, for some reason, our blood flow makes our arms want to float up. So now you can't put your arms down.
So yeah, flash forward maybe half an hour. You're in the school infirmary. You're getting, your cuts and bruises taped up and disinfected. And Dr. Summers is there, just like shaking his head. I'm deeply sorry for everything that's happened. We've been working with Alicia for the last few months, really. She was making such good progress. I don't really understand the relapse or how she got out, but thank goodness you were there to minimize the damage.
So she's here at the academy instead of, Super Juvenile Hall? Super Juvie.
Well, her only choices really are the academy or the asylum, and the asylum is not an appropriate environment for a 16-year-old. But she does have private quarters, and normally she's not allowed to roam free. I'm not sure what happened. We'll be looking into it, of course.
I think, and I whisper to my team, I think Cassie let her out.
Dr. Summers, if there's anything that I can do to help, you let me know.
Well, thank you. I'm sure having peers will help Alicia when she gets to a more stable footing with reality. She's just not coped well with the emergence of her powers.
What exactly are her powers?
She can generate gravitons, as I understand it. She can cause things to lighten or become heavy. Quite a remarkable ability. I've seen her use it on herself as well to become ridiculously strong.
How did she gain her powers?
It appears to be a random mutation. But as I understand it, she didn't have a very happy home life and tended to escape into fantasy worlds even before the emergence of her abilities.
That's an option?
Not a healthy one, I'm afraid.
Well, if we can be of help, I'm certain that all of Team Awesome, and I kind of glare over at Manticore, would be willing to assist in helping her. It's not easy to be.
Of course, I'll put you in contact with Miss Delgado. She'll work out perhaps some visitations.
I don't think that I'm going to be much help with her, especially if Miss Delgado is going to. Yeah, I don't think that Miss Delgado will find me to be a very good influence. So.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I've known you to be nothing but genuine in your efforts and quite a delight to be around. But
Thank you,
far be it
Dr.
from me to force you into any uncomfortable situations.
Oh, I'll help if I can. I just don't know that Miss Delgado will think I'm going to be very helpful, Dr. Summers. Cassie seems to be her new best friend, so that she seems to have an interesting impression of me.
Someone has trouble developing healthy relationships with people. I use air quotes too much.
Yes, I have noticed this. Well, regardless, don't think any more on it, and I'll make sure a little bit of extra credit is reflected for the extra time and effort you put in today.
Oh, good. That means no more pop quizzes.
Oh no, there will be so many more pop quizzes.
Oh, okay.
I whisper, stage whisper over to Miss Mass. Are we sure he's not a supervillain?
She'll chuckle.
No, you're not sure? Everybody thinks that Dr. Summers was either a superhero or a supervillain before his accident that left him in a wheelchair, but nobody's really sure which. Given the way he runs class, most people assume villain, but he also seems to get along well with the Freedom League.
Well, apparently Dr. Summers also, was referred to as the Dark Lord in the previous encounter, so... So who knows? Maybe that's his secret identity, and it was just accidentally given away. Okay.
All I know is he's one of the coolest teachers I've ever had.
So at this point, I want to go home and wallow a little bit in my perky, bubbly way, and not let anybody see.
As we leave, I'm gonna start singing Manicore a song. Silverwing and Manicore sitting in a tree. Kissing.
What are you like?
Are you saying
No.
I'm wrong, Mr. Kissy Kissy Face with the supervillain?
I was just trying to go into my room.
I think we're breaking our GM, guys.
A little bit.
I think that's generally the point of people who embrace the high school hero shenanigans, you know?
I mean, you guys do most of the work for me, so I'm good. So as you're starting to leave campus, Bella, somebody grabs you from behind. And after shouting, you realize it's a hug.
Oh.
And Cassie pulls away. She's like, I just heard, and I was so worried for you, and I'm so sorry. I just didn't... I haven't been thinking, and I was all fixated on how everything had to be about you, and I understand that there's nothing wrong with that, and I'm so sorry. I miss being your friend, Bella.
You miss
I was
being
so
my...
worried when I heard about... I was so worried when I heard about you being in trouble.
Wait, you miss being my friend?
Yeah.
Oh, wait. I thought... But I've been missing being your friend. And
Oh.
I kind of want to sense motive on her right now. I feel like I'm missing something.
Give me an insight check.
Sure. 13.
I mean, she seems upset, but she doesn't seem like she's, like,
Okay.
doing that thing where they, like, pretend to be your friend and then are an asshole to you.
Okay.
Like, yeah.
I've missed being your friend. You want to go get some, Oh, you don't eat white foods anymore. What are you allowed to eat? Can you eat broccoli?
I can absolutely eat broccoli. I know a place that does the best broccoli smoothies. But
Oh.
I have practice right now. But afterwards, we should go get smoothies.
Okay, I think Sarah likes that place too. Sarah has an obsession with broccoli. It's her new favorite food. I should introduce you to her.
All right. Yeah, I look forward to it.
I'll go sit on the bleachers and watch her practice.
This is a weird experience for you.
Mhm.
Have you ever sat on bleachers before?
Nope. So I'm probably actually bubbling over it. I'm sitting in one of my big bubbles on above the bleachers watching her.
So yeah, superpowered cheerleading practice is weird to look at. Like, Cassie's got bluebird powers, which she can create wings out of energy and fly around. One of the other cheerleaders has ice powers. They call her the Ice Princess. There's a super speedster that just does the most ridiculous cartwheels.
One of the stray icicles coming off of one of the cheerleaders hits, and I have to dodge with my bubble.
See, I thought I was going to pop your bubble, and then you'd actually have to sit on the bleachers.
Sure, it'll pop my bubble, and oh, that's cold.
Manticore, Miss Delgado finds you in the halls and says, I understand you're interested in assisting with Ms. Middleton's rehabilitation.
If I can, I mean, I know what it's like to feel out of place.
Oh, understandable. Please, come with me. Now, of course, I want you to understand she's coming from a place where she doesn't have a firm grasp on the real world. The things she says, the things she does, they're not necessarily informed by what you actually intend. Now, I understand you're not normally quite like this. You've been imprisoned in this form. You don't have any ability to revert to a normal form, a presentable form that does not upset others.
You don't like the way I look?
Oh, no. You should be very proud of yourself, however you look.
You're not a really good guidance counselor.
I have many diplomas.
Anyway, I wouldn't say...
I understand. You're upset?
I can't.
Is it easier to talk to Siggy?
I'm sorry that I can't see your video right now, so I can't picture what Siggy is. It's there, but in my head, it's like Mr. Garrison and Mr. Hat adjacent.
No, it's like a little puppet of Sigmund Freud.
Even better. No, Siggy, I don't want to talk about my id. I've read books too.
And how does that make you feel?
Big and furry?
Oh, good. Now, are you insecure about how you feel?
Well, I think everybody is, aren't they? I think that's part of being a kid.
Of course, but most children do not have to deal with this obstacle you have to deal with.
This isn't an obstacle. Like, yeah, you could say I am this way now, but this is amazing. I'm big, I'm strong.
Oh, so you like the power?
I can breathe fire? Well, yeah, because I'm cool now and I can help people.
Yes, you are very cool. You are in a position to help others.
Yeah.
Were you vulnerable before this? Did you need help?
Well, my mom thought so, but she tried to have me tested.
Yes, I see. How did you do when you were tested?
I don't know. You tell me. You're the psych.
You were very defensive. Well.
No.
Now, understand, what Alicia needs is honesty and genuineness. If you cannot be honest with yourself, you are not going to present a strong role model for her and assist in her recovery.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I mean, I do want to help, but I don't have any diplomas like you or anything, of course.
Sometimes healing can hurt. But you like the power you have now, yes?
Yeah, I'm trying to think what Elminster would do.
I believe he would change his sex and then copulate.
I didn't read any of that stuff. That's like
Am I thinking of the wrong wizard?
that's some weird ass fanfic. That's what that is.
Elminster is the Forgotten Realms. Forgotten Realms High Wizard.
Oh, who's the Ed Greenwood guy?
That's Elminster.
That's
I was going to
Okay.
say, I do think that you have the right one based on
Okay.
one of the books that I heard about.
Okay.
I'm not. Gary said Gary Greenwood.
Gary Greenwood.
If you can put those two together now.
El Raster. Yes. Well, think about what it is you want to present to the world, what you want to give back to the world, and we will talk again on this. Yes. Once I'm sure you are going to be a positive influence, I am happy to have assistance in helping Alicia heal.
Okay, Doc. Sorry if I got a little defensive there. I just still new to this stuff and.
Oh, it's quite all right. I'm asking you to delve into very sensitive topics.
Okay.
But again, if it is easier, you can tell Carl. Hello, child.
Hi, Youngie.
So, tell me what you dream about.
Well, that depends. Stories, sometimes about pie. I don't know what that means. Blueberry pie. Sometimes I eat the pie. Sometimes I. This is really weird, Doc. I don't know.
Yes, well, you're making excellent progress. I will see you again soon.
Okay.
So, you can take a hero point for that if it's going to affect you, or have it not affect you and not take the hero point.
I'm not sure yet. He'll be thinking about stuff. He thinks too much, probably. He's in his own head a little too often.
Especially that Elminster thing.
And we're all awkward teenagers, so overthinking things seems about right.
So does anybody else have plans that they want to deal with for the night? There are dorms here on campus. Some students also live at home if they're local.
I would assume I look him on campus. He's going to retire to his room, play the updated version of Final Fantasy VII while listening to Rush, as is proper for a nerdy 15-year-old.
And for me, I'm just going to invite Sarah and Cassie to the broccoli smoothie place that they like and try and stomach some of that broccoli smoothie. That sounds pretty gross.
That's pretty gross smoothie, but
Yep. But I'll have that. I'll suffer it for the greater good. That's what we're taught in superhero training, to do things for the greater good, and having the the broccoli smoothie is for the greater good right now.
yeah. So you have a night out with your old friend. It feels a little awkward, but kind of nice. Apparently, she's also been talking to Ms. Delgado, who got her to open up about her feelings. She's honestly kind of thinking that maybe she needs to leave the Claremont Academy, that it's not a super healthy environment for her, but she's not really sure where to go when you can, manifest psychic wings.
Aw, no, but Cassie, you're so good on the cheerleader squad, and you're the captain, and so why don't you like it here?
But we have Cartwheel and Ice Princess on the cheerleading squad, and Roosevelt High School across town doesn't have anybody superpowered on their cheerleading team.
Yeah, but I mean, they're gonna be all mean about your powers and such, and it's better to be here because, I mean, they're not gonna like you very much over there. They don't understand you.
Why don't you come with me? Then there's got to be somebody there who understands me.
Oh, that's a good idea. Oh, but I can't leave my team. They've been really good to me. How about you join our team? Then we know that, I'll look out for you.
Oh, so it's about your team.
No, not our team. Your team. I want to find a better place for you.
So it's... But I know what's a better place for me. Why does it always have to be your way?
It doesn't. If you want to go to Roosevelt High, I will completely support you. And I'll do anything you need me to do, except I can't move to that school. Not right now.
So but you don't really want to be friends anymore.
No, I want to be friends. I really, really do. I really do. It's just, my parents won't let me transfer schools. They think this is the best place for me.
Okay, well, I guess I just need to think about it. She kind of gets up and heads out to her car.
No.
Oh, it's okay. You do what's good for you.
No, I run after her. No, Cassie, please wait. Why don't you like it? Why don't you like it here?
What? I don't want to be a superhero. That's not who I am. I want to be a doctor. I'm not going to be a doctor flying around and punching guys in tights.
Okay, and well, then you should definitely go to Roosevelt High, and become a doctor. I think that you'd be an amazing doctor. I'll see if I can transfer with you. Maybe. I'll try.
I knew you'd understand. Thank you, Bella. She gives you a big hug again and yeah, heads off. So back at the school,
hold on, I got one thing.
Oh.
That because they were having their moment and all, and I went to order because I found money on the way over and such, and so I order. I turn around. I've got my spin nuts for Alice, the spinach nut mix. I've got some spiccolini for her and I, and I come up and the table's empty. I'm like,
and then I'll come back inside later. Yeah.
I came up with fun names for our beverages, so we're going to use them.
You did. Okay.
So back on campus, Gabby, you are, let's say, an out-of-town student. So you've got a dorm room, but you do notice Foxfire passing you in the halls with his suitcases packed and dragging a hand cart with a couple of boxes on it.
All right, and he's kind of passing her.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of give him my berth, and then kind of kind of throw him a glance as he walks by. And if he continues to move past her, she'll turn and say, "Hey, where are you going?"
What? I'm leaving this school. I don't have a place in this world. I sure don't have a place in this school.
Wait a minute. That's what you're going to say? That's it?
Yeah. What? How's it any of your business? Why do you even care?
You know what? Maybe I care because maybe I can actually understand a little bit what's going on. Maybe I have some of the same experiences that you have. And maybe she'll take a step forward. Maybe it's important to me. Look, you're the one who told me to stop worrying about my old life because I was never going to be able to go back to it. And I'm not giving into that. But at the same time, if you really believe that, then what are you doing picking up and walking away from the only community that you've got here? Where are you going to go? And when you get there, are you going to run away from that one too?
You're not my mother. I don't even know if I'm ever going to see my mom again.
Yeah.
Nobody gets to talk to me like that. The only one around this school who ever listens to me is Miss Delgado.
Really?
Yeah. She's the only one who says it's okay that I don't feel right here, that I don't fit in, that maybe I don't have to fit in anywhere, that I can just go wherever I want.
That doesn't sound great to me. And
Well, it sounds pretty great to me. I don't need anyone but me.
listen, did you consider that maybe nobody's never given anybody a chance? I tried talking to you the other day and you shut me down. Oh, sorry. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, we can hear you.
All right. I tried talking to you the other day and you just shut me down.
You're the one who keeps talking like you know everything.
I don't know everything. I don't. That's why I was reaching out to you. I'm lost too. I mean, really lost too.
Well,
never mind. Listen, before you just walk out of here, do you want to talk about...
I mean, what's there to talk about? You know what it's like. I don't have any family. I don't have any friends. You don't have any friends. You think anybody at this school, in this whole universe, cares about you?
Well, I don't know. I'm trying to make friends. I had friends before. I can make new ones here. There's no. Look, this reality may have ice cream pizza, but there's nothing here that says that you can't make new friends with the people that, right? There's not some universal law against friendship. So why don't you just calm down, put your stuff back in your room, and I don't know. Let's just talk.
Give me an insight check.
Okay. Let's see what my insight is.
It'll be your awareness score, and I don't know if you took ranks in the skill.
Yeah, that's what I'm checking. Insight, I have a +7 in it. I rolled 17 on the die +7, so 24.
So you see, like, it was subtle, but something seems like it touched him really deeply. And his body language starts to ease, and then you see this little flash of green across his eyes, and then he tenses back up. He's like, just stay away from me, and continues down the hall.
She's going to teleport in front of him. What was that? What was that?
That's me saying I don't have to listen to you or anyone else.
No, your eyes flashed green.
He sort of, like, flares up, summons these little blue flames around his hands. Get out of my way!
Those are blue. Your eyes flashed green. What's going on?
I don't know what you're talking about, but I don't have to let anyone tell me what to do!
She'll kind of shoulders drop a little bit, and she'll step to the side and just, stretch out her arm. Go, if you want to go.
He hefts his suitcase and his boxes and just pushes past you, gives you a little, like, shoulder thump on the way past. So
she's gonna let him go, but she'll actually shadow him a little bit, kind of like teleport to the top of the building, watch him leave the building, see where he goes, teleport somewhere else, and watch, kind of get a sense of where he's going for the night, maybe.
Okay. You see a fairly nondescript blue sedan pull up, and the passenger door opens up, and he, like, loads his things in the back seat and gets in.
Is it like an Uber or a Lyft or something?
Do you want to get close enough to find out? That'd be a stealth check to get in there, unless you've got any super senses.
Yeah, she will. She'll try to, like, teleport crouching position behind the sedan,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and then kind of peek up and see if she can get a sense of what exactly is going on there. Rolled a 3 on the die, have +6 stealth, so it's a 9.
Do you want to spend a hero point on this?
If I can, I mean, I already rolled, but if you'll let me, I'll
Yeah,
spend
go for
it. Okay. 15 on the die this time, so it's a 21.
So yeah, you teleport behind the "Welcome to the Claremont Academy" sign. You can get a clear view. There's no Uber or Lyft sign in the windows, but you do see the back of a head with thick, curly black hair as Foxfire gets in and the car drives off.
That's Delgado hair, isn't it?
It looks like her, but I mean, you didn't see her face.
Okay. All right. Do we have comlinks as a team? Is this team
Cell
awesome at
phones.
You have cell phones.
Cell phones. That's right. I forgot. You don't need
You're
comlinks.
teenagers.
Yeah, that's right. So she will text everybody, "Hey, something weird's going on with Foxfire and Delgado. I'm following."
Yes, text back. Yes, something weird's going on with Bella and Cassie too.
I'll text back. You texted everyone, right?
Yep,
Okay.
I did.
Yeah. It's a group
Because
chat.
you've been getting an earful from me about you shouldn't care if she wants to leave. She's not really your friend. She's been horrible to you for a long time.
Cassie wants to leave Carmont High. Doesn't seem like her. She really wanted to be a cheerleader, and that's one of the reasons why we aren't friends anymore. And now she's saying she doesn't want to be on the cheerleading team because she doesn't feel special in a superhero school. She wants to go to a school with she wants to go somewhere else.
Foxfire leaving too! ! And some appropriate emojis.
You'll get
Like
back from me. Delgado's
Foxhead
definitely
and-
tried to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh?
From Gary, you'll get back. Delgado definitely tried to push as many of my buttons as she could. Some of it worked.
Why is she trying to make us all quit school? Why is she trying to do that?
Foxfire in car with Delgado! !
You know, in terrible into what I in real life refer to as Minge badge type, and like where you at, and like horrible teenage type. the stuff that Kevin in real life hates.
Yes.
I'll text back. Yeah. Where are we meeting? Where are you?
She'll just give because she's kind of porting after them, so she'll give her current location, like street location.
Oh no. See, it's supposed to be HBU. How about you at this point? So I'll type back HBU. You know, we're at the broccoli smoothie place. How about you, HBU?
Crystal,
Yes?
can I burn a hero point because I've got a cute smell to know what Ms. Delgado's scent is?
Yes, you can. You spent a little while in her
Yeah.
in her office.
It's a layer, Crystal. A layer.
A lovely lair. All right, so I will go to where Miss Mass / Gabby told me she was, and I'll see if my acute senses can help us.
So yeah, you can pick up a pretty distinct scent here. Along with, Ms. Delgado, there's like some really strong, like floral, botanical herb smells that you can't quite place.
Okay, it's definitely Delgado, and some really weird flowers or something. So you see Magic down, he's actually giving the road a good sniff with his snout there.
Yeah, something really weird's going on. I was talking to Foxfire when he was leaving. I was trying to get him to convince him to come back, and it looked like he was going to, and then his eyes flashed green, and he got,
Okay.
intense again and left.
Well, when she talked to me, it's like she was trying to get me to question why I was at the school, so I think something's going on.
I know Bubbles didn't have a good experience with her
No.
either.
No. Miss
I thought she was just a
Delgado's-
bad therapist.
I thought she was like a supervillain.
She might be.
We should go see about trying to save save Cassie and your friend and stuff, and we need to save them before Gary's friend is next. I mean, who knows if they're actually going to east something high.
Roosevelt?
Yeah, Roosevelt. Sorry. Yeah, Roosevelt.
No, she did take off towards the east, but Roosevelt High is actually west of you.
Okay. Who knows if they're actually going to Roosevelt High? They're probably going to some supervillain school.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm going to go and meet up with them at this point.
Do you have any ability to get us like there? Cause
well, I can.
Like, if I call an Uber, it'll probably get here really fast.
Okay, you call an Uber then, because I'm gonna be slower on getting us there.
You get a text back like, "Yeah, I'm just around the corner."
She's just lucky. Okay.
So, yeah, if you want, Chimera's got like a good enough sense of smell, and this like floral, this herbal scent is strong enough that it's easy for you to track. So you can follow that.
Okay. We're gonna track that then, and go save these people, and tell Dr. Summers exactly what kind of person he accidentally let into the school. Maybe we'll get out of a pop quiz or two.
So you head east out to Port Regal. It's this very nice old money part of town where you wouldn't expect a high school guidance counselor to live necessarily. And the scent trail leads to a fairly old, kind of overgrown, neglected estate cut off from its neighbors by thick woods to either side. There's some lights on, or you can see from the front gate there are lights on in this large house up on the hill. The fountain looks like it hasn't been activated in years. It's choked with algae. There's creeping ivy up and down one side of the entire building.
I'm sorry, I'm picturing Hotel Transylvania right now.
Hotel Transylvania?
Yes.
That's funny.
I just assumed you were in a Scooby-Doo episode and we'd have to unmask Old Man Jenkins at some point.
You know, we're in a cartoony world, a superhero world. I just picture Hotel Transylvania is what we're pulling up on right now. Okay.
Wait, now I have to... I don't actually know what the hotel looks like, so I'm just pulling it up really quick.
Okay.
And all I get are promotional images, so I still don't know what it looks like.
You know, it looks like Count Dracula's mansion, a little bit cartoonized, with, you know, ivy and plants and such. So yeah,
more Scooby-Doo than Hotel
Scooby-Doo.
Transylvania.
Okay, more Scooby-Doo. So even worse. So yeah, it sounds like we are heading inside, or we're gonna go. We're gonna get out of the Uber, and which one of us is gonna sneak inside?
I'm not sure, but without a doubt, we're those meddling kids.
Yes, we are.
I can scout ahead if you want me to.
Okay.
I don't just tense up. And she'll go intangible.
Oh, that's right. You can go the other way.
Mm-hmm. Is that fair? Anything else?
Yeah, one more thing I can do.
Mm-hmm.
Hold your breath for just a second. This might smell like bubble gum. And I blow a bubble of silence around her. Until that pops, when it pops, it'll release all the sound that's inside the bubble. But while she's in it, it's quiet.
Okay.
All right. Sounds cool.
She'll give a thumbs up, and then she'll.
And it is sustained, so I basically have to pop it later myself.
Okay. So yeah, she'll give a thumbs up, and then she'll go intangible. 50 pounds worth with her. I think that's a teleport. Will the bubble become intangible too?
Yeah, I'll say the bubble comes with.
And the bubble created 30-foot radius around you, so a lot of sound got absorbed in to you.
Okay. And then she'll kind of ghost into the earth and kind of, make her way towards the mansion, and then try to basically peer up through windows and get a lay of the place.
Okay.
I'm not just going to wait here for her to get back. I'm going to go look too. And motivation thrills, and this seems like something that I can actually be decent at. So I'm going to sneak
Take a
up
hero
as well.
point, because
Okay.
you might botch this.
We can only hope, right?
Right? So, yeah, you can get a basic scout of it. It's a pretty standard. I mean, not that you've been in a bunch of mansions, but it seems like a pretty ordinary house type layout. Like, you don't look inside and there's evil computers and stuff, but there are, like, there's sheets over a bunch of the furniture. There's some cobwebs. There's a bunch of brand new potted plants everywhere. And there's what looks like a little makeshift, like a shrine, for lack of a better word, with what look like some golden snakes like facing each other, and more of those plants like clipped and dried, and some candles burning on it, and a skull that you're hoping is just a prop.
And this is all like in a room in the sort of in the middle.
Yeah, sort of the front entryway, and it's flanked by staircases, and beyond that is a giant library where inside you can see Ms. Delgado. The Foxfire puts his bags down, and he kind of looks a little vacant, and Cassie is there as well, Bella's bully.
Mm-hmm.
And give me does the silence go both ways? Does he have any way of hearing what's going on outside the bubble?
Yeah, he can, because at this point it's just captured all the sound that was in that 30-foot radius and pulling it in. So basically when it pops, it's going to make much louder sound because it's all concentrated sound at the moment. So.
So semi-permeable bubble barrier.
Yes.
And Sarah, what are you doing?
I am going to go ahead and use my stealth to go up and scout. I see the way that Miss Mass is going, and I figure I'll go around the other way. I do put my cell phone on quiet before I go, unless, you decide that bites me in the butt later on. So, but I want to get a look through some windows and such like that as well. Possibly go up a floor if Sarah's dealing, or if Miss Mass is dealing with the bottom floor.
I just want to point out, putting phone on silent doesn't always fix things, because I have my phone on silent the other day during a meeting, and
right?
Yeah, priority.
That happens to me at work. That I'm like silent, and then it's still making noise. I'm like, "What is wrong with you?" And I check, it's still silent.
In my case, it was because priority was on, and Dr. Koski is a priority, and so that was coming through. I'm like, "Oh shoot, stupid meeting, stop!" Okay, so there you go.
And give me a stealth check while you're prowling around, trying to get a sense of it.
That's a 23.
All right. So, you can see in the library, it's this large, expansive space. There's, Ms. Delgado kind of swaggers forward, and there's a girl sitting in one of these big leather armchairs. It's Princess Silverwing again, and she's looking kind of vacant like Foxfire was. And Ms. Delgado walks up to her and just like takes her by the chin. She's like, "Oh, Alicia, what am I going to do with you? So much passion for such a young, incompetent child. Ugh. Well, I don't think you've ruined things too badly. I think we have a few more students ready to join us, and then, then we can have our revenge."
Can I use the hero point to let her monologue?
Yes, you can.
I'm texting the plans.
5 years. 5 years since Coatlicue took my soul when I sacrificed myself to trade the life for my children. And now I have risen from the grave and sought and positioned myself to destroy the children of the hero community just as they took mine. Summers will regret what he and his pathetic Freedom League took from me so long ago. Coatlic, you will have your sacrifices soon, she says out to the setting sun.
Can I forward this to Dr. Summers? As we've established, I'm a bit of a suck-up and such, and the fact that I'm an overachieving student, like, I already read this chapter, so can I forward all this text to Dr. Summers?
So are you texting this to all of us?
Yes.
Yes.
Bella?
All right, yes. You can send it to...
I'm texting back. I was going to text back, watch out for the Wrath of Khan earworms.
I'm even willing to spend a hero point to send it to Dr. Summers saying that I happen to have his number because I want to make sure, hey, that homework assignment.
But I'm going to say, as you're recording, what does your phone ringer sound like when your mom calls?
Alice, what was the ringer that you used to have? Pick up! It's your mother!
Yeah,
Mommy's calling!
Yep. It's like Howard's mom.
I vote for Pink Floyd's mother, but that's a little dark.
It's like Howard's mother. Yeah, just do the Howard's mother ringtone.
So, Sarah, take a hero point as your phone starts to ring because your mother has circumvented your silence settings.
There we go. That sounds like my mom.
And Miss Delgado looks up at you and sort of glowers, then smiles. She goes, "Oh dear, it looks like you need to talk to Carl and Ziggy." And you feel two very big hands on your shoulders.
Oh.
You look up and see two enormous men dressed as orderlies.
There's the guys with the earworm.
So, yeah, you are brought downstairs.
Okay.
At this point, I'm going to assume all of you kind of get the recording as it gets, like, the phone's knocked out of her hand and somebody steps on it, so you know shit's going down right now.
Yep. Forward it to Dr. Summers and all but in there.
Yeah.
So I'm going to monologue just a little more. To go,
Yes, my hero
yes.
point's wonderful.
I've been wanting to speak with you, Miss Serendipity. Your gifts are truly special, and I think they could bring so much to our new little family. And really, is anyone in this school more pathetic and needy and insecure as you? Could anyone benefit from a real mother's love quite as much as you could? They don't seem to understand you, but I can offer you a life. I can offer you power. I can offer you the love no one else could. Give me a will save.
Okay. She is smacking right on a complication of mine, so I'm good with failing the will save if you want.
All right. I'll say take a -5 to it.
Okay.
And that'll determine the effect.
That is an 18 with the -5. I rolled pretty well.
So you're compelled. You can feel the worst parts of yourself kind of well up, and you're like, yeah, nobody cared about you. Nobody was really there. Like, things were easy for you, but no one ever made it easy for you. Like, life seems to have picked up where everyone around you failed you. Nobody has ever been there to support you, but maybe this person will. Maybe Miss Delgado knows what she's talking about.
And my friends always, whenever I say something that my mother does, they always look at me weird, like that's not what a mother's supposed to do. And
Right? Your friends don't understand, but Miss Delgado understands. And you can kind of feel like her fingernails on your chin start to sharpen into little claws, and she looks behind her where the last of the sun is setting in the window, and her skin starts to turn green, her physical body starts to become more muscular, scales grow down her arms, and tufts of hairy feathers almost sort of grow from her arms, her legs, and she's left 7 feet tall and muscular and just almost deific standing in front of you, saying, "Yes, come to Mother Moonlight." As she's standing before you looking like this strange amalgam of werewolf and snake and bird.
Well, I'm willing to go with it to at least find out some more. Not, like, compelled. I'm not totally sold. I'm more conflicted, but one way or another, I'm like, if I decided not to go with things at this moment, it would go very badly for me. So I'm willing to find out more. I'm like, okay, Mother, and I look up at her with big doe eyes and such, basically.
So, what is everybody doing? You're rushing into the.
Yep.
You're rushing in just in time to watch the end of this transformation as your school guidance counselor transforms into Mother Moonlight, a serpentine, lycanthrope, vampire-looking thing.
Yep.
In one of the greatest moments of his life, Gary delivers one of his favorite lines. "Get away from her, you bitch!"
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm going to go into initiatives, and I'm going to try my progressive affliction on her in just a moment. So, I want to pop at her.
And was this all happening downstairs, or was this happening upstairs? I got a little confused.
Yes, it's all happening downstairs.
This mass watched it all from her ghosty hiding place. Okay.
Yep, I will give you if you want, I can give you initiative. But you can just basically take initiative first. You've been able to position yourself.
Okay. Now, in this game, can you blow a hero point to perform a stunt, use a power in a way that you wouldn't normally?
Yep.
Or to add what would it take for her to kind of I think she would like to grow, I don't know if I can do this. Come up underneath, under the ground, come up underneath her, grab her by the legs and sink her into the ground, intangible, and then release her.
Huh.
I don't know
basically a snare.
Okay. If that's possible.
1 second, we'll figure out the rank of that. You've got rank 4 intangibility, right?
Yes.
That works out to... The only downside of this game is there is so much math when you want to do...
Yes, it is. When you want to do something on the fly sometimes.
So that is basically it's a snare power. You've got 20 points to work with, so that'll work out to 6 ranks of the snare power.
Okay. Well, let's give it a shot.
Actually, up to 8 ranks of the snare power, because you're doing it at close range instead of at a distance.
Yeah. So the idea is to re-solidify her, maybe at mid-thigh level, or so she'd be stuck in the ground. Okay. So
so
make a fighting roll, I guess, to hit? Or is it something else?
Let's get everybody's initiative first, and then...
Yeah.
I rolled a 1 again, so I'm 9, just like the first fight.
I'm a 10.
Oh.
Gary does actually mean what he said. He's at a 19.
You go, Gary.
Go, Gary. I seem to be very uncertain of myself this entire module.
I have given myself a new complication as I've played mommy issues.
Sorry, what did Sarah have?
9. I rolled a 1, just like the first combat.
Oh.
I still want to re-roll that, but I'm kind of almost on the bad guy squad right now, so I'm okay with it.
And whew, I really should have printed out all the stat blocks that I needed.
Oh, no worries. You're fine. We're having fun role-playing, and this has been a
You
fun
are
fantastic-
rocking it. You are
Yes.
rocking it today,
Yeah.
Crystal. This has been awesome.
Yes,
Absolutely.
fantastic game.
Absolutely.
I hope that I described our table well enough, because you asked me a couple questions and about our where we lean. So I hope that we gave you an accurate statement on that.
All right. So, who's ready for a fight?
I am.
So, give me a fighting check. She's going to be vulnerable. She did not know you were there.
Okay, fighting check. Natural 20.
Nice. So you can either bump up the rank by 5 points or give it some kind of alternate effect.
Okay. I think I'd like to bump up the rank of the ensnare. I was considering seeing if I could do a damaging thing too, if she re-solidifies in something
right.
solid.
So she's going to resist with dodge. Also, as you get a hand on her ankles, she is built. You're guessing, supernaturally strong in whatever her current form is.
Yeah.
So that's a total of a rank, or 13. So she fails by 1 rank. So she is currently hindered and vulnerable. She basically, you sink her down to a little before her knees.
Okay.
So she can't dodge very well, and she's going to have to bust free before she can move from where she is.
Okay. And do I have any move action after that, or can I ghost out of the ground after doing that and kind of like hover? Okay.
So you can ghost out. Do you want to make any announcements? Do you want to scream Teen Titans Go? Do you want to
Team Awesome Go, right? But
transform and no, wait, that's
she's not gonna say she's basically like, how dare you, basically preying on all of us like this.
Problem.
You're a monster.
Problem.
Well, literally.
She's not hearing you. I haven't popped that bubble yet.
But she's in the bubble at this point.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
The others can't hear you, but
okay.
Well, yeah. Yeah. So she is saying something, but she can't hear. Yeah.
Nobody else can hear you.
Yeah.
Well, now we know the sound of Cassie, not Cassie, of Gabby yelling at someone in silence.
So she is going to look up at you. Oh, the do-gooder. I was hoping I'd be able to recruit you, but you'll be just as valuable as a hostage. So she flexes and snaps her feet out of the wooden flooring and just tears up the floorboards and regains her footing, but that's her action this round.
Okay.
Chimera.
Nope. We'll stick with Manticore. We had that change already.
Oh.
So he will. Can he get into position to where are Siggy and Carl?
Ziggy and Carl are sort of flanking the room. So there's one to the left, one to the right. They're a good distance apart from each other. But
okay,
you do have move. Oh, sorry.
I was like, no, what? Manticore will. All right, get ready for beast mode. Oh, that did sound good. That's called Dragon Slayer. And he will fly. So, trying to catch both Ms. Delgado and one of her underlings, and he's going to breathe his close area cone of fire. Wah. I don't know if that's possible. That's what I'm trying to do. Let me know if that's cool.
You can get at least 2 of them. Are you trying to get the students that she has entranced too? Like
no, I do not want to hurt the students.
Okay.
He is definitely honorable. He will not hurt those students. He's going to try and save them.
All right. So what's the rank on your fire breath?
It's rank 8.
So she gets to make a dodge check and doesn't make it.
Yeah, so
Wow.
I'm trying to just catch her, in which I don't think obviously can't get both underlings going for one of them.
Yep. So a successful dodge check means they'll only have to save against half damage.
Okay.
So she has been focusing so much on breaking out of the flooring, she catches it completely in the face. Zygmunt actually seems ridiculously spry for a big thug. So, Quatlicue, or Mother Moonlight rolls. Oh, yeah, she just shrugs it off. She doesn't even seem to notice the damage. I'm rolling a lot of 20s for Ziggy today. He just rolls, whips off his lab coat and like pats out the fire and just like points at you. No.
It's because he's all id. Every piece of him's id.
Right. You wanna fight Carl, he's the superego. So Mother Moonlight turns to the kids standing nearby and she goes, "Stop them, you idiots!" And Foxfire comes forward and his hands flare to life. So he looks at the two of you. He looks like he really wants to huck something at Ms. Mass, and then sort of turns away and throws a fireball at Manticore instead. Are you immune to fire? I don't remember.
I am not immune to fire.
So, should probably just use the obvious stats, but... oof, that is a 10 to hit. Does a 10 hit you?
Okay, so it's 10 plus your applicable defense.
Yep,
Yeah,
so
so
in your
it'd be
case,
dodge.
10 plus dodge.
So 17 is what he needs.
So, yeah, he misses by a wide margin. A fireball smacks into the wall next to you and leaves a big singe mark. Silverwing tries to get up. That's when you notice she's handcuffed to the chair. And she sort of, like, makes these little green sparkles around her and flexes, and the chains on her snap. And that's her turn. Bluebird, Cassie, sort of like flares these blue wings to life and starts hovering in the air and just dive bombs right at Ms. Mass.
Okay.
Which
Now, Ms. Mass
is...
is still intangible, right?
You haven't said she's going tangible, so I assumed she was.
Yeah.
She flies right through you.
Okay.
She doesn't have any reason to think you're not intangible right now.
Right.
So.
Right.
Bubbles.
Okay, Bubbles. So I have precise attack versus ranged and for cover. For concealment and cover.
You keep
Alice,
cutting
you're
out.
coming in and out.
Oh, let me.
I didn't know if it was just me at first.
No, I couldn't hear it either.
Right now?
Don't know.
No.
Okay. No. Okay. Hold on one second.
You're good, I think.
Okay.
Oh, now you're good.
Okay, I'm good.
Yeah, very good. Yep.
So I have I am going to look at the two big thugs and look at then I'm going to look at the kids and I go, this is why I say bubble baths work. Bubble baths make everybody calm down. And I'm going to be doing bubble buoys, which is going to be a multi-attack. I have increased range on that, so I can do 800 feet. It is multi-attack, and it is alternate resistant dodge. And I'm going to be hitting the three kids. I don't want to hit more than 5 because I start taking big negs. I am going to all-out attack on this. I have that advantage. If I need to deal with range concealment or anything like that, I ignore it because I have precise attack for both concealment and cover. So yeah, I am going to all-out attack, so that gives me a +2 to hit. I'm going to be taking a -2 to my dodge later as a result. And let's try that die. So I'm going to go against. We have 3 kids, right? 3
Okay.
students.
Yep. So you'll
Okay.
take a -3 to each attack roll.
But I'm taking a +2, so therefore I'm still, I only take a -1 after that.
All right. So,
Okay. I've got a 21, a natural 20, a 16, and a 14. In that order.
Those were
So-
modified 16 and 14, Alice?
Yes, 16
Okay.
and 14 were modified, and a nat 20 on one of them.
So the nat 20 clocks Foxfire right in the face with a stream of bubbles.
Okay.
The other 2 miss.
Okay. It is going to be. This is going to be an affliction with extra effects. So it's going to be a DC 18 dodge.
All right.
Is it DC 23 because you crit, Alice?
Oh yeah, DC 23
Oh.
because I crit. Thank you
So
for the
he
mic.
got a 12. So he fails by 3 ranks.
Yeah, 3 degrees. That's dazed, fatigued, defenseless, immobile, paralyzed, and incapacitated.
So he's basically bubbled at this point.
Yeah,
And,
bubble bathed.
the other 2... Oh, wait, it's multi-attack, so it doesn't... It's not area effect.
Right.
So.
It's multi-attack. I had to hit them. So, okay. Well, I got one of them. I'm done.
All right. Sarah, you feel compelled. Your friends are busting in on what should be your moment. And once again, you're not allowed to have your moment. So you have to spend your standard action benefiting your new friends somehow.
I want them, my group, Team Awesome. I want them to listen. I don't want them to just get beaten up here, which is the way this is going. And so I am going to be calling for everybody to hold up. So guys, come on! And some people can't hear because I hear Aldo is still in a bubble of
I didn't pop the
soundlessness.
bubble.
But guys, stop! She's just trying to help us. She lost her kids and she wants to be our mom. And whenever I talk about my mom, you always say how awful that is. And so I think it's really nice that I can have a mom for once. So please don't ruin this moment for me. I mean, and it's not persuasion, but I've got a lot of deception. So to go with this, I'm going to we could get a heroic feat, right, through a hero point.
Yep.
So
Yes.
I want to I'm gonna try and daze one of them, I guess, with my deception, because I don't think I could fascinate since the fight's going on. But that's more what I'd like to do, is try and just bring everything to a halt. So daze, make a deception or intimidate check as a standard action to cause an opponent to hesitate in combat.
I will just volunteer in character.
Okay.
Because Manticore would be like, I thought she was the bad. What? Because inner lack of confidence.
Come on,
Plus the honorable,
Manticore,
so
you
now he's
know,
not sure.
she looks this way, but it doesn't mean that she's evil. She just wants to take it. Her kids were taken from her, and so I'm pleading with them at the moment.
That's awful. I understand. I look this way too.
So make a deception check.
Okay. So that is a 26.
26. So Chimera can either roll an insight check or a will save.
Neither's a great option, so we'll go for a will save. I got to a 20.
So you are dazed, which means you only get a standard action next round. You can't move and attack.
Okay.
So we are back around to Ms. Mass.
Yeah, when she hears Serendipity saying all that, she's like, no, shaking her head, pull yourself together. She's talking about revenge, and nobody hears any of it, right?
Nope, nobody's hearing a word of it.
I see
So,
the two comic panels. One of them is inside. It's the same panel.
Yes.
One of them's inside the bubble, and then the other one's outside the bubble, basically.
Yes. And I almost see the words like bouncing off of the bubble, like in the panel with her,
She didn't
like,
She
it's
didn't
like she's
say that
covered her own bubbles, her own word bubble. Almost.
she
Kind of like
But,
being crowded out.
I was gonna say, she didn't say she came from a dimension of mind.
So So at that point, like frustrated, she will she'll fully dense and land in front of what was her name again?
Mother Moonlight.
Mother Moonlight.
Mother Moonlight, and punch. Try to punch her. And I rolled a 12 on the die, which is a 16 total.
16. She parries, knocks your punch aside.
Okie dokie.
Mother Moonlight kind of grins at you. She goes, "Oh, child, don't you understand? They don't surrender just their hearts to me." And suddenly her hands flicker to light with blue fire.
Her eyes widen when she does that. Miss Master's eyes widen when she does that.
And she just unleashes a gout of fire right at you. Which is... Let's go with... Ooh, he's got a flamethrower attack with multi-attack. Which she is apparently very bad with. 14 doesn't actually hit you, does it?
Well, yeah, I have a 14.
All right. So in that case, give me a saving throw against damage 9. So DC 24.
DC 20.
Yeah.
I rolled a 19 on the die to 29 total.
So it's hot, but it's not. It's hot and it hurts, but it's not like knocking the wind out of you.
Yeah. Perfect. Cool.
So she looks a little. Oh, well. Oh, and Siegfried and Carl haven't gone.
Siegfried and Roy.
This is a very different.
Let's see. Who's not getting attacked?
The beauty of the white dragon.
Manticore, you've breathed fire. So the two of them are going to come running at you. Take swings. Does a 15 hit you?
Nope, they need 17s.
So yeah, you've got these two guys, just burly fellas, taking swings at you and trying to land haymakers and dodging out of the way. Just like in Batman comics.
Right up there.
Manticore, your turn.
Well, I only got one action, and they've conveniently put themselves in front of me to be breathed on, so here we go. Whoa. I will breathe fire on them.
Dodge checks. You said it's DC 18?
Yes.
They both fail. So, full damage. So, one of them just is basically knocked aside by the force of your blow and lands in a little smoldering heap on the ground. The other is just kind of like dusting himself off and just... Okay.
So when I'm dazed, I stay dazed, or because I don't remember the recovery system in Mutants and Masterminds.
Oh, it's just going to last this one round.
Okay.
So you basically recover at the end of your turn.
Okay.
So Foxfire gets to go. Foxfire is in a bubble, incapable of speech or action, being incapacitated. Silverwing. So, you know what? You just fired at the two supervillains, Bubbles. So I think they're going to come charging you.
Okay.
So Alicia just ups her sword and takes a swing at you.
Okay.
Does a 17 hit?
I believe 17 hits me, yes.
So you're making a save against DC 19.
Okay. Which save?
Toughness save.
Okay, thank you. I get a good amount of that. I have a bubble wrap around me. Oh! I have 21. My bubble wrap worked.
So yeah, she pops some of the bubble wrap in your jacket, but doesn't pop any of the sweet, sweet flesh beneath.
Okay.
Have at you, blackguard! And yeah, Cassie takes to the sky, and she's like, "Oh, there you go again. It's always got to be about you."
I agree.
So she comes flying in, and one of her psychic wing projections just swings at you.
Okay.
Does a 23 hit? Well,
Yes.
we already established.
Yes, that hits me.
So you're making a save against 21 this time.
For toughness still?
Toughness again.
Okay. Let's see if my bubble wrap works. Nope, my bubble wrap didn't work. I failed by 1 degree on that.
All right, so you take a -1 penalty to your toughness saves, and that is the 3 of them. Bubbles, it's your turn, as you've got these two just kind of like trying to pummel you.
Okie dokie. At that point, I'm going to... I was really trying not to do this, but, sure. I'm going to, at this point, pop that silence bubble, and I'm going to be using that silence bubble to cast my Bubble Boom, which is Progressive Affliction 8, and so all the sound that has been trapped in that bubble, it pops in the direction of one of the two that is on me, and just concusses from behind. So, let's roll it. Oh, actually, I don't believe this is a roll. I believe this is a... Oh, no, I do have to roll.
Okay. Who are you hitting? Silverwing or Bluebird?
I'd be hitting Bluebird first. So 19 is what I hit.
Hits.
Okay. Fortitude DC 18.
Ooh. She fails by 2 degrees.
Okay. 2 degrees means impaired, dazed, disabled, and stunned.
So, stunned, she is not going to be able to do anything next round.
Okay, and you're no longer silenced, Aldo, because I popped it in a specific
Yes.
spot, and boom! All the
Yes.
trap sound concussed into one spot. Okay, I'm done. So tempted to extra effort on the other one right now, though.
Sarah, you
Okay.
can make a new will check against Mother Moonlight's mind control.
That is a 25.
All right,
So
you were kind
only-
of shaking.
It's only a 20 if I'm still taking the -5, which I'm okay with.
Either way, you shake it off, and you're realizing she's getting inside your head.
Okay. As I shake it off, and I'm going to say that the sonic boom that rolls out from all the sound that Aldo accumulated while Miss Mass was exploring, kind of staggers me back, and all of a sudden I realize what the heck is going on. At that point, I'm like, no! You're just like my mom. You're just trying to use me to claim some sort of glory for yourself because you're fat, old, and ugly. I will extraordinary effort at this one. I am going to go ahead. I will use my second of my inspiration points. So you guys have your +5 circumstance bonus to everything as I coalesce good luck around my true friends. I am going to go ahead and let's go ahead and use Create Opening on her, on Mother Moonlight. So that is a 16, so what does that add? 8, so that's a 24.
24 hits,
Okay.
and that's rank 8.
That is rank 8 now. 19, 18, 17, 16. That is a critical threat. So that would be, rank 8 would be normally a dodge save of 18, so that's going to be a dodge save of 23.
So fails by 1 degree.
Okay, so she is going to be vulnerable and impaired. And then I am going to, for my last action, I am going to turn and at Bluebird, and I'm like, and you're just the same. She's doing great without you. You're horrible. And that's a 19 to try and hit Bluebird.
Oh, with the same vulnerability?
Yeah,
effect?
using my third of the actions for that.
Hits.
Okay, so that would be a DC 18 dodge check.
Dodge. Fails by 1 degree.
Okay, so that
Also
is
vulnerable.
similar vulnerable impaired on her.
All right.
Last time, I'm going to try and move up towards Mother Moonlight.
All right. And Ms. Mass, your turn.
That's the spirit serendipity, and kind of like acknowledge it when she's up next to her. And then she's gonna punch. Oh, I'm sorry. Can you hear?
You're kind of cutting out again.
Sorry. So, and then she will punch Mother Moonlight again, doing a power attack this time. Yeah. All right. So I have +5 for this.
Yep, and she's also impaired. Or, sorry, she's vulnerable, so she's taking half her parry away.
I rolled. This is perfect. It's not a natural 1, but it is a natural 2.
A natural 2? I will go ahead and use one of my luck points to let you re-roll that.
Thank you, Serendipity.
Oh, wait, no, you're immune. You're immune.
He's not immune to me, though. Hold on. He's not immune to me. I will use one of my luck control.
Oh, do you have luck control as
yes,
well?
Yes, I do. I have. Yes, I
next
do.
time, only one character gets luck control.
Okay.
I didn't have any clue she had that. That's like, yeah.
I have luck control to bestow luck spent on other people. All of a sudden, so what were you doing? What
Punching.
were you punching? So all
Power
of a sudden,
attack.
Sure. All of a sudden, a bunch of bubbles form just under her feet, and she's sidestepping you, and she slips like on a banana peel, but on soapy water. And so, why don't you re-roll again, see if you land this time?
Well, this time I rolled a 19 on the die, so yeah, it's a 26.
Okay. But I have 4 points of
since
this.
some of you guys haven't played in a while, don't forget. You guys can extra effort. I have an advantage that specifically makes my extra efforts better, but you guys can get multiple actions or whatnot if you want.
Okay.
Yeah. And you can also spend hero points, your own hero points, to re-roll or get yourself powers or advantages you don't normally have.
Yeah, I blew my 2 hero points already, so.
But yeah, sorry, I forgot that because I took a PL10 character of mine, I scaled it down to PL8, so I forgot to confer with Brandon. By the way, I do have the bubble moving, getting in the way luck.
Okay, so what's the toughness save DC I'm rolling against?
Yeah, so she's rolling. It's +2, so it's a 12 attack. Yeah.
Whew.
So it's 27.
So DC 27.
Yeah.
So that's a fail by 4. You clock her across the jaw and sort of send her spinning back into the bookcases behind her, and she just kind of starts to slump against them, woozy, out of it. She is incapacitated unless I decide to spend or give you a hero point for her to kind of like stagger back to her feet, but you've still got 2 students who are trying to attack, and Ziggy and Carl, well, Carl at least is still up. Ziggy is unconscious thanks to Manticore.
Yay for the soapy bubbles. Nice.
Yes, indeed. Thank
nice,
you.
Aldo. Sent her careening with that punch.
So we're going to hop past Moonlight. Carl books it out of the library. Manticore, what are you doing?
I'm going to burn a hero point. I'm not sure what effect I can get. He's going to go talk to Princess Silverwing. Princess, it's like that episode in Star Trek, The Enemy Within. You're like bad Silverwing now. She took good Silverwing the part out of you. You got to fight it. Deep into the nerd subculture for us.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'll let you roll nerd subculture instead of persuasion to try and reach her.
Okay. So what am I getting for that hero point? I'm gonna reroll. I guess I'll take a reroll.
Yeah, take a reroll. Yep.
He doesn't need to reroll. He loves the nerd subculture. That's an 18 plus 5 is 23.
Season 2, episode 4. My enemy, myself.
That's right.
She kind of like staggers forward. Is this what it sounds like when doves cry?
Nice.
I will give
purple rain.
I just feel like they need to follow this up with Darmok and Jalad at Tanagra.
Yes, they do. We broke our GM in the best way.
Bubbles.
Can we get a censorship bubble over them?
Yes.
Yeah, she wraps her scrawny little nerd arms around your hairy, furry chest and kind of looks up to you like she's seeing you for the first time. What do you say? What cool line do you say?
Are you ready for beast mode?
No. I'm gonna pull something cool from like what Vincent would say from Beauty and the Beast, but I got nothing off the top of my head.
Hi.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Hi.
Take a hero point. Bubbles, I'll give you. You've got one crack at Cassie before she freaks out and flies off.
Okay. Let's see. I am going to. Yeah, I will bubble boom her. So this time I'm just gonna gather up the. So I gather up the noise of the. Of Mother Moonlight careening into the bookcase. So at that moment, my bubbles grab onto that sound, and it's going to concuss into and explode right in front of her. And I'm not. Oh, there's a nat 20.
All right. So what does that take the rank up to?
That takes it up to 23 DC fort.
So you stun her again?
Okay. I stun her
She
again.
staggers back and scowls at you and kind of takes off her wings.
Oh,
her
progressive,
blue...
by the way. I didn't realize I hit her before because this is progressive.
So that will incapacitate her.
Okay. She's out.
So yeah, you knock her unconscious with your boom bubble. And yeah, you hear kind of a wretched children, you have not heard the last of Mother Moonlight. And she slams a hand into the ground, and it just sort of opens up and swallows her.
Ooh,
I think you scared your dog, Crystal.
I did. They're corgis. They are scared by everything.
Well, they sound adorable. Can we meet one?
I'm trying. They're kind of wary about. They're wary of the webcam.
I'll have to watch the video after because I can't see them now.
Yep. Don't worry about it then. We're good. So
yeah, there's. Okay.
So Mother Moonlight disappears on us. Okay.
Yeah, she just vanishes into the earth, and yeah, you were left with 3 unconscious students, 1 unconscious goon, and an open position for a school guidance counselor.
And Dr. Summers was interrupted from whatever he was doing by a random text of recording.
Yeah, a few minutes later, several members of the Freedom League land in the yard, basically armored up and ready for a brawl, and you come out with carrying the students, and I assume
they're coming out in bubbles. I've got move object. They're bubble out.
Yeah.
I'd be carrying, if she'd let me, I'd be carrying Princess Silverwing in my arm. My big arm.
Oh, yes. And it looks incredibly awkward, but you're both happy, I assume.
It looks amazing.
In your head, your hair is flowing back, and you're doing the strut.
And Gabby was actually going to check on Foxfire to see if he's not, if he's back mentally,
Yeah, he's kind of he was always a little bit of an emo, moody boy, but he seems like he's a little more himself now. He's like, thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome. She'll help him up and stuff, and
you do that handshake where it's thumbs together and pull him up.
Yeah.
And so, like, Dr. Summers eventually pulls up and gets out in his chair and is wheeling up to you. He's chatting with some of the Freedom League for a few minutes, like they're old friends, and he comes over to you. I'm so incredibly sorry for the position I've put you in tonight, but my gosh, you have handled it like true heroes. That you have done the Claremont Academy proud today. I'm at a loss to say anything except you're excused from Monday's pop quiz.
Yay! Bubbles cheers and bubbles go everywhere.
I like the pop quizzes. I'm good at them.
Awesome.
It's all thanks to your training stuff, Doc.
So that is the end of our adventure with friends like these.
Well, awesome. Thank you so much,
Wonderful,
Crystal.
I really enjoyed.
Yes.
Yeah, fantastic session, Crystal. This was a ton of fun. Hopefully you had fun
great.
too.
I had a great time.
If we had a bouquet of roses, we'd be throwing them at the stage for you right now.
Oh, thank
Yes.
you.
Indeed,
I love
indeed.
running Hero High scenarios because you get to be a little melodramatic and lighthearted, and
Yeah.
Yeah, and
To me, it's something you got to really lean into, which I think we all managed to do.
yep.
oh, you guys did great. This was a lot of fun.
Awesome. I'm really, really glad that you had fun GMing for us and then you came by. This is usually where we take a couple minutes just to give some quick feedback about the system and about the game and such. So why don't we start with you, Crystal?
Oh.
Put you on the spot.
You want me to give feedback on the game? Well, I love
that
Mutants.
can be this game or the game that's
Yeah.
actually played
Yep.
today,
Something to enlighten our viewers about.
Well, just that I really love the flexibility in Mutants and Masterminds, and admittedly, even I have a hard time keeping track of all the rules. I usually run it kind of fast and loose for my home game, and my players are a little more used to me, like, ad-libbing. Like, yeah, if you have an advantage, of course you can do that, but with a new group, I'm never 100% sure how anybody handles it. So I apologize for having to pause and look up rules a couple of times. As the game line developer, I always feel like I'm supposed to know the rules better than everyone else.
You did fantastic, and we have gamed with authors who were the sole authors of their games, and they couldn't remember basic things and have to spend time. So don't worry, you did fantastic, and yeah. So thank you again for coming and GMing. Brandon, what about you?
I love Mutants and Masterminds. I come from a background of champions. I know. I think all four of the people I've gamed with here before come from that same background, or all three of the other people. I'm the
It's
fourth.
like, do I have my champions over here? But no, I don't.
Okay.
I think it's over in the bedroom.
And so, I still love champions. I love Mutants and Masterminds because it does that same thing, but it makes it a more accessible, easier to approach for a lot of people. And what you're talking about fast and loose, I didn't think that you were fast or loose with the rules, really. By all means, you have to look stuff up at times, but that's a great thing about Mutants and Masterminds is that the rules are designed to emulate the wide variety that we'll encounter in a superhero role-playing game, in a superhero role-playing genre, and allow you to quickly come up with things. And so I had a fantastic time. I got to lean into, the teenage problems and angst, and you can ask Alice. I'm generally the GM, but when I come to a superhero table, that's generally where I'm like, can we play teenagers?
Yes!
And everybody else is like, no, we're not doing that, Brandon. So when I heard we were doing Hero High, I came in with 2 thumbs up, and you did a fantastic job. It's hard for me to think of a table that I've had more fun at.
Oh, thank you.
Aldo.
I will echo that sentiment of it's hard to think of a table that I've had more fun at. Really, Crystal, your GMing was impeccable. I was drawn in. It was just wonderful. I played Mutants Masterminds first edition and second edition. I bought third edition back in the day, but it did not capture me in the way that second edition had. So I actually did not end up playing it. And then to kind of hero light games like Bash or Supers and whatnot. So So this is my first full exposure to a session of the game, and I really, really enjoyed it. And the
Hold on.
system.
Start again after really enjoyed it, because you cut just a little bit, at least on my end.
Yeah, so I really, really enjoyed it. You made the system come alive, and worked it to the fullest of its capabilities, which were not completely alien to me, but or unknown to me, but it really made third edition click in a way that it didn't sit with me upon first reading and that well. So kudos to that, and kudos to the system. Also, this was really weird and special for me because Miss Mass is a character that I played. It was a Champions character that I played back in the late '90s,
Oh, wow.
and I was kind of stuck for what to do because I don't play that much anymore. I GM a lot, and I'm kind of out of practice as a player. And so I was like, what do I come up with? I don't really have that many original. So I'm like, let's remake Miss Mass. And originally I was just going to kind of like reboot her, say, okay, she's just from Freedom City and blah, blah. But then I was like, that wouldn't feel like Miss Mass. Like I'd just be jettisoning her whole history. So for me, basically, to say that it was the same Miss Mass that was in that other campaign, but was now in this very different situation, there were a lot of feels for me in terms of just that situation, so all around a great experience. Thank you all for that, because again, part of what made Miss Mass for me back then was the interaction with that group of players that I had, and then I felt like here she was getting this fresh start, and so bouncing off of all of your guys' personalities and also the personalities of the other students at the Claremont Academy kind of breathed new life into her for me. So it was really nice. Thank you all.
Nice.
Before we move on to Kevin, Brandon had one more thing to add.
One thing I definitely did want to say, which is absolutely to you, in so many one-shots, first of all, I've heard people say that if you show up to a superhero one-shot, you're just there to punch something. I am completely against that attitude, because part of it is to feel like you're wearing the cape, to take Marion G. Harmon's title of his book, but to get that. You did that. You used our backstories, which so often in those one shots isn't there, and so I did want to specifically call that out as a specific way to go, rather than just you're excellent, which you were. But yeah.
I had the advantage of everybody got me their character sheets at least a day ahead of time, so I had a little time to prepare and figure out what was going on.
I was kind of strong arming them on that. I was like, guys, I need it to send to her. Come on some of it.
Thank you.
And also to the effect of the action hour, bash things in the face. I know that Crystal asked me specifically, does your team like to just bash things, or do you guys want to role play? And I said, we role play a ton. And so do whatever you'd like. We'll be happy fighting, but we'll be happy role playing. So I'm really glad that she coordinated and asked about that. Even though it was just a one shot, she came in and asked for feedback. So Kevin, what about yours?
Well, I've been gaming for longer than this, but I started superhero gaming in 1981, when I myself was the age of Gary. So it's been a while for me. I've done a little bit of Mutants Masterminds 3rd edition. You delivered it well. Crystal, this was role-play at its best. We were throwing each other curveballs, having fun with it. I had an absolute blast. You're a credit to being behind the screen.
Oh, thank you.
As for me, once again, I'll echo that I had a fantastic time. I really appreciated that you reached out to me and said, hey, this is what I'm interested in running. Can I get some info about you guys and the table that you're forming for me and such like that? And so even though it was just a one shot, you really incorporated us, which really showed. You really highlighted all the characters that we brought, and I had a fantastic time. So thank you again for running. As for Mutants and Masterminds, I think that it can be a great system in the right hands, and it can be troublesome in some other hands, because we were a team that very much I made sure wasn't all bricks, because a lot of times you find a lot of all bricks, which can make the game feel very different and difficult. Also, people who try and push all their defenses to max rather than focus on what the character does first, which some groups like to focus all on the defenses first, and that can be difficult. Yeah. My defenses were under half. Yeah, I sent Crystal my character sheet, but my totals on my defenses were under half max. But I did okay. I had
Yeah, you
one
did
thing
great.
that was okay. Yep. So I think that we had a great mix at the table. So thank you all again. I had a fantastic time. And with that,
Nice.
thank you for watching BWK, everyone. Hey Blades! Thank you so much for watching another Babies with Knives video. If you liked what you saw, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Go follow us on Facebook and Twitter, and come join the conversation in our Discord server.
If you want to keep content like this coming, come check out our Patreon and consider subscribing. All links for this is provided in the description below. And remember, come back next time to get honed!